do a little bit down, I guess.
Oh, yeah, get these bow down honkeros in there.
Wow. We're gonna get
Danielle. I'm not looking at the video this time, so I'm guessing that you look very nice, but I'm not going to be able to compliment you.
Well, thank you. I do not, in fact, look very nice, but I appreciate that.
All right, let's do this.
I can confirm that Danielle looks very nice.
Oh,
all right,
true.
boys.
This just in.
Santa is watching.
All right, we're starting.
I've been watching The Good Place, so I'm trying to be a better
person.
Well, I've been watching Hannibal, so
I have a hunger for people.
I do.
All right, we're starting. We're late. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast. What was that, Josh?
No, not at all.
Webisode 797, the Celestiala podcast.
Shut up. I don't care.
Go Nintendo podcast is a part of the Greenlit Podcast Network at greenlitpodcast.com. Mom Brain, will you please tell us about Celestiala, please?
I would be more than happy to do that for you.
I don't want to be here.
Josh,
well, Josh, it's one time a week, buddy. You're stuck.
Josh, come on, bud. Just.
What does Josh do during his off time?
Who the hell knows, man? I'm gonna guarantee he complains, whatever it is.
Does he ever power down or something?
Josh, do you power down ever?
Boring.
Oh, boring. Never mind. Mom Brain, tell us about Celestiala, please.
Celestiala. One of the dangerous UBs. What does that mean? Capital U, capital B.
Unova Beijing. Yep.
Okay. One of the dangerous UBs, high energy readings can be detected coming from both of its huge
feet.
Arms.
Unknown entities.
Oh, okay. I thought it was ultra boners or something.
One of the unknown boners of the universe.
An unknown boner. That's beautiful. It's wow. 30 feet.
Doesn't anyone care what I think?
Josh.
Oh, Josh. Josh is in one of those. We already had. I had to.
Autumnal Blake says Ultra Beasts.
There you go. All right, I believe it. Autumnal Blake comes through with the correct information.
Also, I have to agree with Nintendo. Hannibal is god tier television.
All right, Mom Brain, focus. Let's get through the Pokemon.
They're 2,204 lbs.
So they're over a ton, right? A ton is 2,000 pounds.
Okay, mathematician. Their gender is unknown. The category is launch. You guys want to go get some launch? And the ability is Beast Boost.
Can you thank you, Mom Brain. Can you mute your computer there? Because we hear your Discord notifications coming in.
Well, here's the funny thing. It was your phone.
It was mine?
So
Whoops.
can you
Embarrassing there.
could you mute your phone?
I muted
please?
it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mom Brain.
LBs means pounds, Autumnal Blake. Don't ask me. I didn't make the rule.
Thanks, Mom Brain. Hello, Josh Grobot. How are you today, my friend? It seems like you're a little wound up.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Hello, Nikki Hill. How are you today?
I'm good. I wanted to take a second to just say something real quick.
You go right ahead.
What is this?
This is the Go Nintendo podcast.
This is 797?
It is, my friend.
So it's been 797 podcasts, and I would like to be the first to say, Go Nintendo podcast, Webisode, blah, 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 because you've never said that. So by your own rules, I'm the first person to ever introduce the podcast.
Oh, you're saying because I didn't say I was first, I didn't say it. Yes, you are correct in that.
You've never said, let me be the first to say that the Go Nintendo podcast is part of the Greenlit Podcast Network at greenlitpodcast.com.
I did say it, but I didn't say I was the first. You are also correct in that.
See? So 1 point for me.
Thank you.
Mood obsession.
Hello.
I'm glad to be here.
Hello, Doom Michaels. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. I'm in a positive mood. I'm going to be very nice to everyone, and I'm not going to curse.
Ooh, I like all those things.
Whatever.
Josh, come on. He's really trying. Don't say stuff like
Josh
that.
saw right through me, you dingus.
Yes, I really did.
Hello, Mr. Kirby. How are you today?
Good. Oh, yeah, you guys already said how you're doing. No, I'm doing all right. Thank you.
All right, let us get into our plug, and then we have some interesting information to talk about. Mom Brain, hit me with that music, please.
Oh God, it's not where I thought it was. I'm
It's on the first
sorry.
page. Nothing's changed.
I know.
Zelda and Chill 2 features new remixes from Nintendo's beloved Legend of Zelda franchise. Mikkel returns with instrumental arrangements of classic and modern Zelda music and his signature lo-fi hip-hop beats. Along with that, Game Chops has returned to Bandcamp to offer a limited edition colored vinyl for Zelda and Chill 2. This album will be pressed on heavyweight vinyl in a beautiful translucent aquamarine. Every song has been remastered with an all-analog signal path for incredible sound quality. Click the link at the top of GoNintendo, or the banner, I guess, and it'll take you to a handy link tree of everywhere you can buy, stream for free this album. And I had some excellent news. DJ Cutman got in touch with me, and he said that this album is their biggest release yet by an order of magnitude. He didn't give how much that magnitude is, but it's their biggest album yet, and he wanted to thank you guys for the support. So congratulations to them. I know people were really looking forward to this album, so that's very exciting. Before we get into the other topics, let me say hello to Nico Darunia and Autumnal Blake and Rock, and Mom Brain and the Owl Wolf and Nintendo and Dre Gamer and Joe is Cool and Roth and Giant Reggie and Mine Without a Cause and Nader Die and Anastasia Beaverhausen and whoever else I didn't see in here. Thanks for joining us on this, dreary Saturday here. But hello, course. But I like dreary days.
But it's actually fairly warm out.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like rainy days.
It's been, it was really nice if you got up early, and then it got cloudy, overcast.
Yeah.
Oh, early? No,
Yeah.
I definitely did not get up early.
It's in like the mid 60s, I think. But yeah, it was sunnier earlier in the day.
I'll just have to take your word for it, guys. There's something else I wanted to say. Anastasia, you're very welcome. I like to put that emphasis on that. It just feels so much better to say it that way. All right. First things first, we'll do our discussion of Animaniacs. Because Animaniacs is back and we have to talk about it. Mom Brain has watched 5 episodes?
I couldn't tell you how many.
Do Michaels has watched an episode. Kirby, how many episodes did you watch?
I think at least 3 or 4.
At least 3 or 4. And last night I finished up the first season, so I'm all done. Mom Brain,
I didn't even look. How many episodes are there?
I think there's 13.
Okay.
I think it's 13. Mom Brain, I'll let you start because you were very excited after watching yesterday.
I really was. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Up front, I would like to mention that I was, as a youngin', a very big fan of Pinky and the Brain. Very big fan. I also enjoy Animaniacs, particularly Chicken Boo. But
Well, Animaniacs isn't Chicken Boo. Animaniacs is, I guess, I don't know.
you know what I mean.
No, yeah, I'm going to say
tucked
Animaniacs
inside.
is just Yakko, Wacko, and Todd.
Yeah.
Oh, because I always assumed that it referred to like all the characters, and Yakko, Wacko, and Dot were specifically the Warners.
I
was with Kirby on that.
Okay,
one.
so it wasn't just me.
I guess that could be true. I'm going over the song in my head, the original song, and I guess they go through multiple people, so they're all Animaniacs.
They're tiny and they're toony.
No, wrong show. Hello, Shillelagh. Go ahead, Mom Brain.
So I felt like I could have been watching old episodes that were like foretelling the future, right? They were like, felt like they were exactly what I felt exactly the way they made me feel when they were out in the 90s. I enjoyed it a great deal. The musical numbers were excellent. Pinky and the Brain was like spot on. And I actually had forgotten exactly what it was about Pinky and the Brain that I like loved so much. I just remembered that I loved it. And while I was watching it, I was like, I can't put my finger on what it is, but it's still there. Like there's this like Brain being so freaking cute, even though he doesn't mean to be and isn't supposed to be. And Pinky just being Pinky, and just everything about it was
What the hell
great.
does Brain say in that first episode when he dresses up like a baby? He's like,
I am an adult dressed as a baby,
dressed as a
something
child
like
or
that. Yeah.
something.
So good. I just
That guy's
really,
voice is great.
Yes,
Yeah.
his voice really is good.
I just really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it came at a time where I've been really looking for just a break from sad, crazy, upsetting things, and this was just like all I did was smile the whole time I watched it. So it was great.
Lanquin says they made fun of Lunatics Unleashed as it deserves. I also pointed that out to Mom Brain.
I was going to say that the moment I saw that, I thought of Raw Meat. Because, like, didn't you used to like that show or something?
That show made me very angry.
Okay, me too.
Because I saw that clip
What a
last.
terrible idea.
Yeah, I saw that clip when they said, I forget what they say in the song, something along the lines of, and whatever these things are. It's like, that's right, damn it.
Seriously.
That show sucked.
They also made a Twin Peaks reference, which
They
got
did.
right to my heart.
They did. So Mom Brain gives it a 10 out of 10.
I do.
I will say after finishing the whole season, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I was originally at an 8 out of 10 after watching the first half, but I'm at a 7 out of 10 now. I feel that the second half is weaker in terms of Animaniacs. There's still some great stuff in there, but I felt it was weaker overall. But Pinky and the Brain, I think, is the real star of the show because all of the Pinky and the Brain episodes are fantastic. And some of them are really funny. Other ones introduce some new story stuff that I'm really interested in. I feel like they really, really nailed the essence of Pinky and the Brain. And I think that's because Pinky and the Brain has more of a structure to it. Like, you know, that Brain's going to try and take over the world with some sort of scheme, and they can play with that a little bit. But when it comes to Animaniacs, everything else is just very loose. You have to come up with everything. You have no starting line for anything. It's just, make up an idea. But having that like rigidity with Pinky and the Brain, I think really helped them. So I laughed a lot at a lot of the Pinky and the Brain episodes, just from stuff that that Pinky says, or some of the plans that Brain comes up with, like the one plan for setting the Earth off of its axis by 1 degree to make everybody change their astrological signs, and they all go crazy. I just really like the ideas that he has. But yes, the voice actors still have it. There's some Animaniacs episodes that feel perfect for how Animaniacs used to be, as far as just like they have some sort of foil that they end up making fun of and harassing, and just it works out really well. So I really liked it. I think they did an excellent job. There's some things I think it's missing in terms of animation. It's hard to put it. It's hard to put it into words. I just feel like the animation in some areas is missing a little something, and I feel Yakko, Wacko, and Dot overall are missing a little bit of the craziness that they used to have. Like, I want more of the slapstick craziness, and costume changes and all kinds of stuff. Like, they still do that, but not as much. But overall, I'm very happy with it, and I'm certainly excited for more. You watched one episode. You want to tell us what you think?
Sure. I want to preface this by saying it was only one episode, so I got to complain about some things. but I'll talk about what I liked first. I liked that it felt mostly just like old times, like a lot of really smart writing, a lot of great references. There's a couple of parts where I had to actually rewind it to get all the references because they're coming at you lightning fast, and it was still good. I can see, enjoying it I can see a child enjoying it as well as myself as an adult, if that's what you want to call me. So I'm eager to watch some more. I'm interested in that for sure. A couple of notes I would have to give is, I know we got to change some things. I know we have to change some lyrics, but sorry, we can't say Dot is cute. We have to say Dot has wit. That, I can't tell you how. And you know what, Rami? I texted you that last night and you ignored the text, and that was the right thing to do. Whenever I text you something negative, just ignore me, because I would have just gone off. And it's such a stupid little change, but I don't know, whatever.
The only reason I ignored it is because I already knew it was coming. I was just waiting for you to watch the episode, and I knew as soon as the song hit, you were going to have something to say about that.
I don't know why they did that. Like, is it sexist to say that she's cute? We all know she's witty. She's the wittiest of them.
Well, I was going to explain things, but I don't think I should because we have a female here on the podcast. Mom Brain, would you like to say your thoughts on changing Dot is cute to Dot has wit?
I think in this instance, this is unprecedented. In this instance, I am siding with Do and saying it's not unprecedented that I'm siding with Do, but it is unprecedented that I might not lean towards the feminist side of things. I don't really think that they're cartoons, they're silly, they're they've got baloney in their slacks, right? So like, I'm not really taking it I'm okay with it, but it almost feels like too. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't. There are a lot of things that do bother me, but that is not.
Not with Animaniacs. You're just saying in general.
Yeah, in general, when it comes to like the feminist agenda, that does not. It doesn't bother me at all.
I don't mind that it was changed, and I'm not in an uproar that it was changed. I don't think like it would have been a big deal if it was left the same as it is. I'm guessing just the line of thinking was other characters in a song get described a bit more in their personality, and it's Dot is cute. So as far as Dot's cuteness in the series, she still retains that. There's whole episodes where her cuteness comes into play and she uses it. So it's not like they removed that as part of her personality. They just changed it in the song to.
And that, I did notice that because in the very first bit, she even says something like, 22 years and I still look sexy or whatever. She didn't say sexy, but she says something like that. And I'm like, okay, so if we can make jokes about it here, why did you have to change it? If it was like, Dot's a little slut. And something like I can see changing it, yeah, because that's inappropriate. But she's cute. Like we gotta change. She's cute. Give me a break. So now I can't tell someone they're cute. I just feel weird about that. So that's my own thing. I don't know.
That is a good point when you say it like that, though. If I saw a stranger. Out on the street, I wouldn't tell them you look cute. It would feel awkward. So maybe that's their whole approach in it. I don't know.
But I wouldn't feel uncomfortable saying that's a really cute blah blah blah.
You know what else it might be? Describing the other characters through their personalities, and they're describing Dot just through physical appearance, maybe.
Well, right. I mean, I do get that. I do absolutely get that. But I feel like there are so many other ways to show you're woke if that's what you're going for.
Well, and they do that in the episodes too. They certainly take that approach with some of the storylines too. Which is fine by me. I'm totally fine with that. It's just, yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Nobody really, I would imagine no one was truly deeply offended by her being called cute in the song. But on the flip side, I also don't care that it was changed. I'm not like, that ruins the whole song. It's, you're like, oh, they changed it. All right, whatever,
Hey, dude. So I just want to say, wait until next month when they air Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And Rudolph says, she thinks I'm a charming individual.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She said I have wit.
Kirby, wait, dude, do you have more to say on the episode or no?
I do have more to say. Thank you very much. Sorry, but I had to. This actually got me more than the cute thing. Actually, it didn't. But do you guys and lady having watched some of this, have you noticed anything strange about Wacko's voice?
No,
I don't think so.
I gotta be honest. All of the voice actors, it's been 30 years or give or take. So they all, to me, sounded a little different in, different ways. But, Rob Paulson, does he have dentures?
He's definitely got something. He's got caps or something because he's got a little bit of the old man mouth.
Yeah, there were times when it was like a little when it was pretty obvious, but yeah, I could hear like subtle differences with everybody. But anyway, back to Do.
I thought everyone sounded almost identical to me in my non-discerning ear, but I actually went back and watched old videos of Wacko and how he used to sound, because he sounds totally different to me. His voice is higher now, and he doesn't sound like he used to sound like Ringo, and now he doesn't sound like that at all. It was very distracting, and Wacko was always my favorite, so that kind of bummed me out a little bit. But I did only watch the first episode. I mean, granted, they were in it quite a bit, but it's not going to stop me from watching moving forward. It was just very distracting. I remember his voice being a little bit deeper, a little bit more, charming. This seemed kind of like put on, as weird as that might sound. But,
I'll have to go back and listen to older episodes because I didn't notice like a big difference or anything.
Yeah, it was real distracting to me, but very good.
I'm sorry.
Well, now you've both
I'm
done
giving
it.
you the floor, Kirby. What would you like to say?
Oh, I was just going to say it's weird because to me, Dot's voice sounded lower than I remember. So it was, I don't know.
Dot's voice when it comes to singing is certainly lower, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Do you have more to say on it?
Thanks for asking, but no, that was it. I just needed to bring up those 2 points, and by no means did I dislike it. I really liked it. Thought it was very funny, very topical, great writing. Still, Pinky in the Brain obviously is the best part. But let's see where it goes. I'm going to watch some more.
Kirby, you want to share your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll try to keep it short. So yeah, like I said, I watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I think they made so Rami, since you've watched the whole season, they specifically focused on the Warners and Pinky in the Brain, right? They didn't bring anyone else back like Good Feathers or Slappy Squirrel or.
I am not at liberty to divulge.
Oh, okay.
There are new skits that they do with brand new characters, and one of them in particular is actually really good, and I really like the idea, so I'm excited to see more of that. But if you are looking for more of your favorite original Animaniacs characters, I'm not going to say there's a ton of appearances, but you should be happy.
Well, I was just going to say, I think they made the right move in focusing, specifically on Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, and Pinky in the Brain, because I think those were, the fan favorites. Right?
Yeah, they by far are the focus of this new season, without a doubt. They sprinkle in some other things in there, but yeah, by far.
Yeah, because when I was watching the show as a kid, I never really liked Good Feathers or. I think Rita and Runt was the one I hated the most.
I think we all disliked Rita and Runt.
Okay, so it wasn't just me.
No.
Let's see. Oh, well, yeah, I already mentioned the voice actors and how, I was picking up on like how they sound. Everyone sounds a little older, which is to be expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have like one minor issue, but I don't think I can really get into it. I might have to save it for like the after show.
All right. Well, then definitely save it for the after show.
It's political.
No, don't even save that for the after show.
Yeah, I know. That's why I just said I can't say it. All right.
No, I'm saying.
My back, Dad.
I'm saying don't save it for the after show either. Save it for when we're off the air.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's not like. Okay, maybe I'm making too big a deal out of it.
All right, let's whatever. Not discuss it at all.
I won't. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Anything else? No, I guess that's it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I'm happy that there are new episodes of Animaniacs in 2020.
Yeah, I was saying to Mom Brain It's just so great to see a series return that shows how a lot of cartoons were in the 90s, especially when it comes to music, because they go all out on background music for the whole episode, no matter what's going on, just musical stings and flourishes, and it has a full orchestra, and it's so great. It adds so much personality to the show, and you don't get that anymore nowadays. I really, really appreciate that. All right. Well, that's that. I had to talk about Animaniacs. Mom Brain, you have something.
Opinion?
No, I don't want your opinion. If you watched the show, I would want your opinion.
Whatever.
Mom Brain, you have been teasing me with something all week. I don't know what this is.
So I have been approached multiple times by our friends Mikey3319 and Glitterbubble3. They had wanted to send us something, and so I finally got my act together and gave them some information. And this week, I received 2 packages, one for raw meat and one for myself, that Mikey3319 had asked us kindly to save for opening on the podcast.
All right, let's do it.
So I've been dying all week, and then I finally had to tell raw meat so I didn't have to suffer my waiting alone. And so he's been dying as well. He hates waiting.
You don't know what this is?
I do not know what this is.
Oh.
Here you go. And here's some scissors if you need them.
No.
Okay. There was discussion of cozy things. So I was not sure.
I might have to take you up on those scissors now.
Well, now I'm busy.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good.
You got it? Okay. Oh, my God.
I have a lovely Super Mario soft, warm, and cuddly plush throw featuring Mario, Luigi, the castle, and coins. What did I do to deserve this? Why? I greatly appreciate it. I just don't know what I did.
Well, I'm fairly certain that what I am opening is going to be incredible.
Oh.
It is a beautiful Hello Kitty blanket. Because we all know how much I love Hello Kitty.
Your favorite.
My brain's favorite, yes. There you
Well,
go. Man, this is very soft. Is yours
Yes,
very soft?
very soft.
Wow.
Glitterbubble3 and Mikey3319, thank you very, very much for thinking of us and going the extra mile to think of us and send us
Can you hold that up
something.
for the camera?
Yeah, you hold it up from in front of the bookcase, like that side of the table.
Here, you want to hold that up?
It kind of looks like Hello Kitty's flipping the bird. It looked like she had his wit.
Hello Kitty is sick of your garbage.
Did you look inside your bag for the note? 'Cause there's
No.
a note that I shall read.
Do we have the same note?
You're supposed to read the card first. Oh, that's nice. Wow, look at the colors.
Nice, very nice.
Here's my note. Amazon.com. Your order has... Nope, that's not it.
There's a second one in there. There were 2. No.
Yeah, this is it.
Oh.
Mine says, enjoy your gift.
Well, mine says, thank you for all the love you provide each week. These are for you to keep warm this winter playing video games. You've helped me a lot. Lots of love from Mikey3319.
You don't know how much Mom Brain is going to use that blanket. She is the blanket queen. She was taking a nap right before the podcast today, bundled up on a couch. And she
I
could have
am
been
putting
using
these through the wash with the Downy Unstoppables that make everything smell so great
Ooh.
forever.
You know who's really going to like the blankets?
The cat.
The cat will
The cat
really
is
like
going to
them. They'll be
love them.
making biscuits and suckling on them and all kinds of gross stuff. Well, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. You guys don't have to do things like that, but thank you. They will certainly be used well here. Probably both by Mom Brain because she'll steal them.
Yeah, one for my top half, one for my bottom half.
Does Mom Brain not like Hello Kitty? Was that the joke? Or?
Mom Brain, I guess at some point many, many years ago, made the mistake of mentioning that she thought Hello Kitty was okay. And it turned into everybody buying her Hello Kitty things because they were like, well, she said she likes Hello Kitty. So she has all kinds of Hello Kitty stuff right now that
I mean, I do like
she
Hello
appreciates.
Kitty, right? Like, I think Hello Kitty is.
Have you
great.
ever watched an episode of Hello Kitty?
No, but like as a kid, I got like the Sanrio catalog, and I wanted to go into the store. You know, like
Yes.
I was. I mean, it's my thing. I
Probably
love cats.
the biggest Hello Kitty fan there is what
And
you're
so
saying.
it just turned into this like I don't love Hello Kitty, but people started treating me like I did.
Yeah.
And then it became like a goof.
Well, maybe I should take this time to just say that I think the Great Khali is okay. And if anyone wants to get me a blanket with the Great Khali on it.
All that fantastic Great Khali merch that's out there. I'm sure there's tons of it. All right.
I purposely picked that because I was going to say something else, and I was like, no, there's probably a blanket of that, and I don't really want someone to get this.
There are plenty of services where you can have blankets made with your own picture on them, as you know, Michaels. So I'm sure
that's my one Christmas decoration actually that I have out here.
I'm sure somebody could make a Great Khali blanket for you. All right, let's get into some news. My brain, will you hit me with that jingle, please?
I'm busy getting warm.
Thank you, Mom Brain. The University of Oxford did a study, and they found out that games are, quote, good for your well-being. This study involved 2 games. People played Animal Crossing New Horizons, as well as Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. It included 3,200 gamers over the age of 18, and it was meant to study the possible benefits gaming can have. The study was led by Professor Andrew Prigozowski. I don't know how to say his name.
Yes.
And he said, if you play Animal Crossing for 4 hours a day, every single day, you're likely to say you feel significantly happier than someone who doesn't.
I must have been elated at the beginning of the quarantine.
And I want to say that doesn't mean Animal Crossing by itself makes you happy, end quote. But obviously, it's certainly, there's something going on there. And the study says it seems that in particular, games that have some sort of social aspect really help to bump up the happiness. And I think Michaels and Nikki Hill and I can all agree that any game we're playing online together is fun, but we're having even more fun because we are talking to each other while we play. So that certainly adds to the atmosphere and the feeling that you have when you're playing, because it's like hanging out with friends. And the professor goes on to say, I don't think people plow a bunch of time into games with a social aspect unless they're happy about it. It's like a digital water cooler. That is really the perfect way to put it. We play Fortnite all the time, and we are always talking to each other. And 9 times out of 10, the conversations that are going on have nothing to do with Fortnite. We're just BSing about whatever and making each other laugh and having fun, and just it's an excuse to hang out. You know, you're doing something while you're talking to your friends rather than just like hopping on a phone call. You know, you don't want to hop on a phone call with like 8 people and just sit there and talk. It doesn't flow exactly the same way. But if you have a game as the backdrop, then it helps.
Giant Reggie says, did the study say that having Roald in your village triples the happiness? It probably didn't, but I will confirm
infinite
this.
happiness if Roald's in your city, in your village.
I like this. I like this experiment. I just wish it would change some people's minds. I don't think it will, but a lot of people are still going to assume that violence comes from video games, and lethargy in our youth comes from video games and all this stuff. And it's disheartening because there's still a stigma on there, no matter what Andrew Sozo and his
Who's
scientific.
Andrew? Who's Andrew?
I tried to do his last name. You didn't tell his last name. So.
To tell you the truth, I think the negative stigma against games, while it's still certainly out there and will always be there, as anything has a negative stigma tied to it by people who don't understand it, it's gotten so much better for games. Like that old guard way of thinking was around in the 90s, and it's still around now, but not anywhere near what it used to be, because
No, not at all.
That's right, Josh, because we are the adults now, we grew up playing games, so like it's not really a thing for us anymore. I'm trying to think of what the adult, well, I guess for us the equivalent for those who are our age and have kids and are out of touch is like TikTok or Snapchat, because parents are like, the kids spend too much time on a TikTok and a Snapchat and it's going to ruin their brains. So that's obviously not the case, but If there's
Yeah, it won't ruin their brains, just their personalities.
if there's something that's going to take the place of video games ruin kids, then I would imagine it'd be stuff like that, or maybe social media in general. But you know, I feel like kids understand how to use social media and not let it, like, you know, in some ways, not let it dictate who they are. Whereas our parents are on like Facebook and other and Twitter and whatever, and they believe everything they read, and they lose their minds and believe in conspiracy theories. It's not the younger generation who are reading that stuff and believing it. Shalali says, "You've heard of eating your 5 a day to keep you healthy. Now there's playing your 4 a day to keep you happy." Mom Brain certainly got a lot of happiness on Animal Crossing.
Pearl's Peril, June's Journey, those make me happy. They're very cozy, nice.
You have been putting in some work in Pearl's Peril.
Not a whole lot, you know, because you run out of
your
energy. And then,
yes,
you know.
yes. Just buy more energy.
Nah.
We're not going to talk about that because I don't feel like we should.
We're not going to talk about
I didn't make it a top
Judy.
story. So for a long time now, there's been a rumor that the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake is coming to Switch. We actually originally found out that Prince of Persia The Sands of Time was getting a remake because of leaked Switch information. That was the very first place we heard that a remake was in the works. And then when Ubisoft officially revealed the remake, they didn't mention Switch in their trailer. But if you went to the website for the game, it did mention Switch. But shortly after that, Ubisoft removed the mention of Switch from their website. Nobody has any idea why any of this is going on. We know the remake is real. We found out about the remake because of the Switch, but for some reason, Ubisoft is hiding information on the Switch version. I don't know if they're just not ready to announce it yet, or maybe it was canceled, or maybe there's some issue going on. I don't know what it is. But once again, we've seen information pop up pertaining to a Switch version of the Prince of Persia remake. So, this time around, information came up from Amazon. I believe it was Amazon France, who added new listings for Prince of Persia The Sands of Time on Switch, but they also added a listing for Nier Replicant on the Switch, which would be the first time that the Nier franchise was coming to Switch. I really love the Nier games, especially for their soundtracks, some of the best game music that there is. And it would be great to see a Nier title come to the Switch, but obviously these are not confirmed. So Ubisoft has not confirmed Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake for Switch, and Square Enix has not confirmed Nier Replicant. But Amazon has the information. Whether it turns out to be true or not, we don't know, but there's a little bit of hope. How do I say this? Nathartruk says, "For it will be day one for the 2 if it's true." Yeah, I would definitely pick up both. Well, you know what? To tell you the truth, I would pick up Nier Replicant day one. I don't know if I would get a Sands of Time remake. All 3 of you guys have played Sands of Time, I believe. Would you get a remake? Nikki Hill, I'll go to you first.
If it's well done. I mean, I was actually just thinking recently, like, I do kind of miss that game, like miss those games or that style game.
Yeah, we don't really get anything like that anymore.
No.
Would you buy a Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake?
What do you think, Romy?
No.
What? I would buy it in a second. I thought because of our Resident Evil 2 conversation, you'd know that I'm going the opposite of you.
Yeah, but
definitely buying that.
But this is not Prince of Persia the Sands of, this isn't the Warrior Within. That's the second game. I thought you wouldn't be interested in buying the first game.
Okay, fair enough. To be honest with you, I didn't like Warrior Within. In fact, the first Prince of Persia game, Sands of Time, was the only one that I believe that I enjoyed.
No, that was on the whatever it was. Was that the 360? Like the newer? It was
on the GameCube.
The newer one that had the scarf and stuff. It was like cell shaded.
That was on the 360. Yes,
I think that one's just called Prince of Persia, right?
That is correct.
Like
to make things even more confusing, yes, it's just called Prince of Persia.
Going to become a king? Did you think?
What'd you say?
Is he ever going to become a king?
The king of Persia.
Oh, is Prince never a king?
I don't know. Not if they keep doing remakes, then no, he's never going to get to become king. Kirby, would you buy a remake?
You know what? I might. Yeah, I think I played the original Sands of Time on the PlayStation, and I played through the whole thing, and I remember enjoying it. So yeah, why not?
I did really like the first Prince, or that I really did like Sands of Time a lot, but from what I've seen of the remake, it just doesn't tickle my fancy. And I would like a new installment in Prince of Persia, but I'll have to take a closer look. I don't know. I'm not against the idea of the remake. It just feels like they're not. It doesn't feel like it's really a priority for Ubisoft. They're just like, let's fart out a remake for Sands of Time
Whoa.
and whatever. We'll see who buys
Wait,
it.
Ubisoft's farting out games? That sounds like them.
I've never heard of this before.
What I would really be on board with, I never played the original, but I would be on board with like, an 8-bit version or something like that. Like, you know how everybody's doing all these remakes of games and stuff like that. I would love like a side-scrolling version, but with like maybe not 8-bit, but like really nice graphics and like maybe a remake of the original. Let's try that.
Well, you got a brand new phone. There's one like that on cell phones.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, isn't there there's a cell phone version of exactly what Nicky was talking about. Right?
Side-scrolling, but still polygonal graphics, and I don't know if it's a one-to-one remake of the original game. I don't believe it is, but it's very much in the style of the original Prince of Persia.
I'm real proud of him.
Wow.
I like how you're like, I want this thing. I wish they'd make this thing, and Kirby and I are like, they did that thing, and you're like, eh.
Whatever happened to the original creator, Jordan?
Oh yeah,
Mechner or whatever.
Yeah.
Is he like retired or something?
I don't think he's officially retired. He worked on he was involved in some way in the movie, and then I guess after that he was like, well, I've ruined my legacy. Yeah, I don't know what he's done too recently, but I don't think he's officially retired. He'll but I can't name anything he's done recently, so I'd have to look at his wiki page. All right, we don't need to do that. Microsoft has said that they don't intend to pull Bethesda content away from Nintendo platforms going forward. This also is the case for Sony platforms. So people have been wondering what's going to happen with all of Bethesda's games now that Bethesda is under Microsoft's umbrella. Microsoft bought the company. And finally, we have an answer from Xbox Chief Financial Officer Tim Stewart. He says, quote, what we'll do in the long run is we won't have intentions of just pulling all of Bethesda content out of Sony or Nintendo or otherwise. But what we want is we want the content in the long run to be either first or better or best, or pick your differentiated experience on our platforms. We will want Bethesda content to show up the best as on our platforms. Yes. That's not a point about being exclusive. That's not a point about adjusting timing or content or roadmap. But if you think about something like Game Pass, if it shows up best in Game Pass, that's what we want to see. And we want to drive our Game Pass subscriber base through the Bethesda pipeline. So again, I'm not announcing pulling content from platforms one way or another, but I suspect you'll continue to see us shift towards a first or better or best approach on platforms. So if you are worried about Bethesda games not making it to the Switch or whatever the Switch successor is, or the PlayStation 5, it seems like you won't have to worry, but Microsoft is going to do things where perhaps it'll come out first on Xbox Series X and S, and then maybe a year later it will come out on PlayStation 5, Switch, or whatever else. Or they'll release them all within the same time period, but for some reason, the Xbox version will be the best version, maybe exclusive levels or exclusive content or extra features that you can't get on other platforms, whatever it may be. So one way or another, they're going to entice you to go with the Xbox version because you'll get it first, or as he's saying here, you'll get the quote unquote best version of the game. So obviously, we'll have to see how this plays out going forward. But if you were just worried about Bethesda content disappearing altogether, it does not appear that will be the case. Entropy says games that are already out and those played for non-Microsoft consoles will stay. But in the future, you'll have an Xbox and Game Pass to play Bethesda games. Yeah, we get it. Well, Entropy, I don't feel like that's what he said. He said pretty much the opposite, that they're not going to yank games And I'm sure there's going to be something about exclusivity in the future, but it seems as long as you are willing to be patient, then you will have other options when it comes to platforms as well. You'll just have to wait.
And see?
You have to wait and see, yeah. Super Mario 3D All-Stars has been updated. And normally we don't talk about game updates, but this one is very notable because it adds something Dew Michaels was talking about a while ago, and I also feel this way. You can now invert the camera controls with all 3 titles. This should have been in the game from day one, but for some reason wasn't. But now it is. So anybody who's getting the game for the holiday season can look forward to playing with the controls for the camera the way they want them to be, rather than the way Nintendo thinks they should be. Up is down and down is up, or up is up and down is down. Also, if you have a GameCube controller adapter for the Switch, or the one from the Wii U that also works on Switch, you can now plug in a GameCube controller and play Super Mario Sunshine. So before, you could plug it in and the controller would work, but it wouldn't work how it actually worked on the GameCube. Now, you can play it with the GameCube controller and it will function just as it did on the GameCube. So you can get the original experience. Yeah, which is pretty cool. I'd actually like to try that out. So you'll get, your pressure sensitive flood and all that stuff, depending on how you press the shoulder buttons. So that is something people wanted and was added in. Now that's something that's a bit more superfluous for, because it has to be for those who have the accessory and the GameCube controller. Didn't really need to be there, but they added it in for fans. So that's pretty cool. This only works in TV mode, so you can't. You have to hook up the dock to the Switch dock. You have to hook up the GameCube controller adapter to the Switch dock to get it to work. But then you actually also have to play on TV. It doesn't
what
work
about
on
Wavebird.
I guess it would work in Wavebird, yeah, because the Switch or the GameCube controller adapter does support the Wavebird, as far as I know. So there shouldn't be any issues there. And all the display buttons within Super Mario Sunshine will not reflect the GameCube controller. So it's still going to show button prompts for the Switch release, because that makes most sense. But you can look up online the old instruction booklet if you have to, or do what everybody else is probably going to do and just play the game and you'll figure it out. So you shouldn't.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's a good point. I think it's great that they did that update. A little late for me, but I'm sure I'll play the game again, next winter.
Yeah, I would imagine lots of people are going to get the game this holiday season, either with their new Switch or just for the Switch that they have, and it's coming as a holiday gift. So, there will be millions of people who get to experience it, but it would have been nice to have this there day one for everybody else. Colma says, where's my sensor bar to USB adapter so that I can play Galaxy with a Wii remote and nunchuck? I don't think Nintendo's going to do that. That would be fun. But as Dew Michaels and I have both said, we were rather impressed with how Galaxy in Super Mario 3D All-Stars Collection does a reasonable facsimile of how the Wii remote and nunchuck worked, even though you don't have the sensor bar. I thought it was handled really well, actually.
Can I just jump in for a second?
I guess.
I listened to last week's podcast. I want to comment on the question of how does Bowser wipe or use a bidet?
Thank you for waiting for a Mario-related topic to bring this up.
Well, when you started talking about it, it reminded me because first off, I want to give mad props to Kirby, because that's what I was thinking while I was driving, listening to it. He definitely
that he has one of his minions wiped his butt for him.
Poopa Troopa, yeah,
yeah, Poopa Troopa.
Because I was thinking that, and I was like, man, I hope. And then you said it, and I was like, yes,
nice, you're in my head, man.
And but the other thing that I was thinking is that Poopa Troopa, I think, has a flood system. And so that's like the bidet, but like it's actually a system.
So he actually flies up into Bowser's anus.
He squirts the flood, right?
Yes, but you can also use flood to fly up into the air. So you could fly into Bowser's anus and wipe down Bowser's anal walls, I believe they're called.
That's
Anal
truly
walls.
Bowser's inside story.
Wow.
My favorite part of Bowser's Inside Story is where you become a living bidet and fly inside of his ass.
We got our podcast picture for the week.
I don't know if Crazy Colonel could draw that one. I mean, technically, yes, he could definitely draw it, but should
I'm
he
sure he
draw
could,
it?
but I
Just
hope
because
he
you
does.
can.
It's all about the innuendo. And it's
It'd
all
be
about
funny.
Bowser's in his endo. All right, Mom Brain, can you hit me with those plugs and then we'll be back in less than a minute.
Retrograde Amnesia is a comprehensive podcast where we relive a classic Japanese RPG.
Season 1 covers the cult classic Xenogears. In Season 2, we're covering Chrono Cross.
Each episode, we take a section of the game and unpack the story, mechanics, music, and themes.
And we have an AI companion, the FakeNet. It'll make sense later.
Find Retrograde Amnesia wherever podcasts are found.
Do you love The Legend of Zelda? Here at Chat of the Wild, a Game Club podcast, we have been using our lens of truth to do deep dives on your favorite action-adventure series to find out what makes this franchise so amazing. Join us right now as we sail through the Wind Waker, or check out any of our past seasons. New episodes drop every Wednesday here on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Thanks, Mom Brain. I appreciate it.
I'm so happy to help.
Lego Super Mario has gotten some, or is getting some new content in 2021. The Master Your Adventure Maker set allows young builders to customize special blocks and build new challenges with their starter course and expansion set in unlimited ways to create their own unique levels. And also check out the power-up suits that give Lego Mario new abilities, plus collectible character packs featuring iconic Super Mario characters to create even more exciting interactive play. So that's coming out 2021 if you're interested in that stuff. Moving on, Mom Brain.
Yes, dear.
Animal Crossing New Horizons has gotten its free winter update.
Woo-woo.
Would you like to know what's in there?
Yes.
Let me tell you. If you're looking to spend quality holiday time with friends and family virtually, special occasions such as Turkey Day on November 26th and Toy Day on December 24th will be added with the new update, delivering all sorts of holiday events that can be experienced with others. So there's Turkey Day, there's Toy Day, there's also new reactions and hairstyles. 9 new reactions will be available in the update, again, which is out now, which you can get by redeeming Nook Miles. And 6 new hairstyle options are also available. You can also get a home storage upgrade. If you've expanded your in-game home to its largest size and paid off your debt, you'll now be able to apply for a home storage expansion by speaking to Tom Nook. You can visit
Tom.
You can visit random islands in your dreams. Choose to visit random islands while dreaming, opening up new vistas of inspiration for your own customizations. There's also an Animal Crossing Pocket Camp collaboration. A Pocket Camp smartphone model will become available in New Horizons. And you can do island and resident data transfers as well. So if you'd like to move over to another Switch, you can do that. There's a whole breakdown. And there's seasonal items to celebrate New Year's Eve. New seasonal items will be available starting December 1st. Between December 26th and December 31st, there will also be new festive items to commemorate New Year's Eve. And you can look forward to a countdown event starting 7 p.m. on December 31st. You can meet
that's fun
in-game to ring in the new year with family, friends, and your island residents. So there you
Rolled.
go.
I want to ring in the new year with Rolled. Who doesn't?
Who else? Pump some iron with Rolled as the new year rolls in?
For sure.
Cloud Mario says, finally, more storage. This is the update I've been waiting for, though I'm sure I'll fill this up soon enough. Mom Brain, are you officially done with Animal Crossing?
No.
Okay. Moving on. Fitness Boxing 2 Rhythm and Exercise, sequel to Fitness Boxing, which became a surprise hit on the Switch. The sequel is on the way, and if you'd like to check it out, you can play a demo. For those who don't know, this is an exercise game, but it's rhythm-based. So you do punches and lunges and other stuff based to popular music. It's not the actual songs, but different takes on those songs. But it is songs you remember and know from pop culture. And yes, Doom Michaels, it does have Barbie Girl.
That was going to be my first question.
At least the first game had Barbie Girl. I don't know if I think the first game had Barbie Girl. Maybe it was just some Aqua song. But if you're going to put an Aqua song in a game, it's going to be Barbie Girl. What else would it be?
It could be what's the Tarzan song?
Dr. Jones.
So yeah, Dr. Jones, calling Dr. Jones.
I don't know if anybody outside of our circle knows any other Aqua songs other than Barbie Girl, but I wish
my sister does. I think she had the album.
All right.
But yes, you can try out a demo of this game if you want to. And if you like what you experience and you plan on getting the full game, you can transfer your demo save file and profile over to the full version. Nintendo has updated their guidelines for Animal Crossing New Horizons, and they've changed some stuff for businesses and organizations. Because as you probably know, Animal Crossing New Horizons has been such a mega hit for Nintendo that a whole bunch of companies were like, we got to get in on this. So companies have opened up their own islands to promote whatever they're doing and provide links to stuff they're selling. And there's been political campaigns that have opened up stops in Animal Crossing New Horizons as well. So Nintendo put out a updated set of business and organization guidelines that changes some things. They say... While our services and products are generally for personal use only, what's going on the microphone?
I'm very... I didn't realize I wasn't muted.
It's not like there's like a little chipmunk running around. They say, while our services and products are generally for personal use only, we understand there may be situations in which businesses and organizations would like to use or reference the game in relation to their business. As such, we would like to share a few guidelines with those businesses, blah, 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 blah. If you see your activity is not following these guidelines or is damaging or having a bad influence on the community, we may ask you to stop such activity or usage of our content and take appropriate action, including prohibiting you from future business usage of the game. Businesses and organizations may use the game in the following ways.
The game. Fun.
Providing your custom design and or dream address to other players, inviting other players to your island, uploading screenshots and or game footage to family-friendly websites. However, please observe the following points when you engage. Please be aware of the game rating and do not engage in activities that go beyond the rating. Please refrain from using the game inappropriately or creating any content that the game within the game that would be considered vulgar, discriminatory, or offensive. Please also refrain from bringing politics into the game. So that right there, we've seen political islands out there from official campaigns. Now those have to go away.
Also, don't tell anyone that they're cute.
That's right.
Tell them how witty they are. They'll appreciate that more.
Please do not share false information about the game with anyone and do not deceive others while using the game. Please do not leverage the game as a marketing platform that directs people or activities or campaigns outside the game. This includes directing people to a sales page, distributing coupons, sweepstakes, giveaways, requiring consumers to follow social network services accounts, blah, 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 blah. You are not allowed to obtain any financial benefit from using the game. And then that's it. So a lot of companies working on or that have some sort of presence in Animal Crossing New Horizons are going to have to shut down what they're doing or greatly change it. So Nintendo wants people to go in the game and play the game for what the game is, rather than being like, hey, Wendy's has spicy nuggets for $1. Go eat them. So
how many bells for the nuggets?
For $1.
Jar says, so glad to hear that Nintendo is getting away from the political crap. I'm already knee deep in it every day. I just want to enjoy my escapism without it being infused with real world problems. Thank you, Nintendo. That's what they said. Thank you, Nintendo. So there you go. Yeah, things are changing. It's going to be more focused on game content.
Yeah, basically, don't be a garbage person is what I got from that.
Yeah,
Nintendo
right. Exactly.
press release.
Which is very hard for people to do. Nintendo has filed a lawsuit against another Switch hack reseller because they say it, quote, causes a serious worsening international problem.
Whoa.
Nintendo is dealing with class action lawsuits right now against the Joy-Con, but they're also filing their own lawsuits, and this one is against a Switch hack reseller. They have an Amazon Switch hack reseller who was selling an RCM loader, which is used to, quote, jailbreak, end quote, the Switch, which lets you play pirated games. So obviously Nintendo's against that. In the lawsuit filed, Nintendo claims that this is a serious worsening international problem, and they're looking to get $2,500 in damages for each infringement. So basically each RCM loader that was sold, because each one allows people to access pirated games, and Nintendo does not want that. Nintendo has won multiple lawsuits like this in the past, so I would imagine they will win this one as well, and their never-ending quest to stomp out piracy. Yeah.
Hack resellers are people who buy up a bunch of stuff, resell it, but just don't put their all into it. They're just hacks.
Oh boy, where we have the rim shot, Mom Brain. We got to bring out the rim shot when Nikki Hill
For
is
$1.
around. For $1. Autumnal Blake says these legal battles are as much of a constant as 3DS stability updates. Yes, they certainly are. There we go. Perfect timing.
Thank you.
North America.
Rimshot the comment. I think that was a valid comment.
That's
For $1.
North America, what do we got this week? We got Family Feud. I have to say to everybody, thank you so much.
Naked Grandma.
For what? I have to say to everybody, naked grandma. I have to say to everybody, thank you so much for watching the Family Feud video. I did a video of the new Family Feud simply because I love game shows. So of course I'm going to play a game show game, but you guys really liked watching it. I did a full game of Family Feud and it seems like people really enjoyed it and want more. So I will do more.
It was a bit awkward seeing you as the sole member of your family.
Yeah, in the game, if you haven't watched the video, it gives you the option to be the only member of the family on the team. So it was a whole computer family against just me at the podium.
I'm sorry, Steve. The rest of my family was killed on the way to the studio.
Show me getting killed.
They're all in quarantine.
That's true. That's true. I was following quarantine. That's a very good point. Family Feud is available, as is Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, Monster Truck Championship, Sniper Elite 4, Truck Driver. I guess it's called Survive, or I don't know how I'm supposed to say this because it is the number 2 and then Revive. To Revive. I don't understand. Arcade Archives, Gradius 2, Art School, Asher Break Heroes, Brawl Chess, Bridge Constructor, The Walking Dead, Cake Bash, Cape's Escape Game, Captain Sabretooth and the Magic Diamond, Dreamo, Educational Games for Kids, Eldrador Creatures, Fall Gummies, Fantasy Friends, Flatland Prologue, Grisaya Phantom Trigger 5, Carmonite, Max Reloaded 2, Micetopia, My Aunt is a Witch, Outbreak, Party Games 15 and 1, Ramp Car Jumping, Sentry, The Serious Sam Collection, Sniper Hunter Scope, Star Renegades, Stencil Art, Super Punch, The Casino, Roulette Video Poker, Slot Machines, Craps, and Baccarat, Tracks Toy Box Edition, Travel Mosaic 6 Christmas Around the World, and War Tile. There are your downloads for this week. Comment comes from Shillelagh, and he says, that's it now. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is the last big release this year until Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury next February. Don't forget, my friend, the original Fire Emblem is also coming to Switch, even though that is getting a big retail release, actually, for the Fire Emblem 30th anniversary, if you're interested. But I understand what you are saying. Last big new release for the Switch from first parties, anyway, before the year closes out. Josh, can you help us out, my friend? No, not at all.
Is it raining?
Nope, that's the computer. Josh, can you help us out, please? Anytime.
He's really, really, really busy.
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nikki's sweet releases.
Thank you, Josh.
Oh, thanks, Josh. How's everybody feeling today?
Great.
When he's here. So Europe, this past week was a big one, like all the others. Like 1,000 games came out. Let's go down the list. Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. I keep thinking of Age of Sean Hannity or something, like just calamities, like different words instead of calamity. Clan Hamity, though, that's just when I'm hungry.
Wow.
Eldrador, Let's try that again. Eldrador creatures.
I'm sorry, can we go back to Clam Hamity?
Yeah.
So what is that? Is that like a turducken except different?
I mean, sure. It's just when I'm hungry and I hear Age of Calamity, and I'm pretty much hungry all the time, I think of Clam Hamity.
So there's like ham inside the clamshell?
Yeah,
Wait, is that what you get?
yeah,
when
you
combine
open up a
steamed
clamshell
clams
and
with
there's
steamed
ham
eggs?
Can we
inside.
stop talking about this?
I think Clam Hamity is like when it's like one of the plagues or something, and like when it starts raining clams and hams. Or maybe you open up a clam and there's like a little pig in there.
Oh,
I could do that.
Oh my god, that's like a Pokemon.
it kind of is.
Clam Hamrador, I don't know.
There already is a Cloyster, which is a Pokemon. So Clam Hamity, sure.
Autumnal Blake wants me to stop. Can I continue though, Ro?
Yeah, I guess.
Monster Trunk Championship. Did I say trunk?
You did say trunk. Yeah, literally the next one you also screwed up.
Monster Truck Championship.
Monster trunk. I love monster trunks, Mom.
Go in there and clean up your monster trunk.
Oh, Mom, here comes the
I
monster
have the
trunk.
biggest monster trunk of them all.
Look at the size of that trunk, Mom. Can I grow up and be a monster trunk
That's a really
driver?
big trunk.
Oh my God, it's Revenant's big
monster
trunk
trunk.
engine.
I drive a big trunk.
All right, sorry, Nikki Hill, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. Sniper Elite 4. And Truck Driver.
Oh, said it right this time.
I want to make sure that you know that Sniper Elite 4 and Truck Driver are two different things. When you said it before, I thought the name of the game was Sniper Elite 4 Truck Driver.
No.
No, that's what I thought. Anyway, so the download ones. Art School. They tried to get me with the spelling, but I still knew how to pronounce that. Azure Break Hero. Brawl Chess. Chess is real big this year, huh? Bridge. Oh, that's interesting. This is just called Bridge Constructor, not Bridge Constructor The Walking Dead. So,
Yeah, I believe it's the same thing, but the name might be different over there.
yeah. Cake Bash. Dreamo. Educational games for kids. That's a different game than Dreamo. I don't know what Dreamo is. Fall Gummies. I saw this on the old eShop, and I was like, man, it's really not that far off from Fall Guys.
Yeah, it's a ripoff.
Yeah, it's a very different game though.
Oh yeah, totally different.
Is it? I thought like you
No,
played.
no, it's not. It's not very different at all.
Oh boy. Fire and Water. So when I saw that, it made me think of Fluidity. You remember that game?
I do. That was a fun one.
That was a really good use of like the motion controls and everything.
Yeah.
Those are the people. That's the same company. I was looking it up. They make like Human Fall Flat and stuff. So they're busy, but I think they should get busy on bringing Fluidity over to the Switch.
Human Fall Flat was and is a very big hit for them. It's doing extremely well.
They have a bunch of hits though. Actually, I have the page open, but I'm not going to go to it right now.
Okay.
5 dates. Flatland Prologue. Ooh, how about this one? Grisaya Phantom Trigger 05. Or just 5. Karma Knight. Mars Horizon. Ooh, Mysotopia? Or Mikatopia? Nexoria. Dungeon Rogue Heroes. Outbreak. Pure Pool. Sorry. Notice there's no P in it. Please keep it that way. You remember those signs? Ramp car jumping. I kind of curious about that game, but I think I know everything about it. SNIPER Hunter Scope. It's called that's spelled out Sniper for anyone not following along. Star Renegades. 10 Gam. The Casino Roulette. Oh no, sorry. The Casino Roulette. Video poker, slot machines, craps, and Baccarat. Bert Baccarat. Travel Mosaics 6 Christmas Around the World, just in time, and War Tile. I think this is a game about plumbers or something, and they fire tiles at each other or something like that.
No, not true.
No, I'm pretty sure though.
Thank you, Nikki Hill. Shillelagh says, I dare say Sakuna of Rice and Ruin is a better release than Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity this week. And it's a good bit cheaper, too. That game is getting some buzz, baby. People are eating that up. It was #1 in Japan on the eShop, actually. So, yeah, people are paying attention to it. What else we got here? Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which came to Switch, obviously took a lot of work to get it going. And the final release was 60 frames per second. And it's even more locked into that now because they released a big update for the game. But when they first tried to bring it over, the game was only running at 24 frames per second. So it had a lot of work that needed to be done. But Moon Studios was up to the challenge. They talked to NPR. And the lead engineer at Moon Studios said...
I'm sorry, who did they talk to?
NPR. Said, we had a rock-solid frame rate on the Xbox.
NPR.
We had a rock-solid frame rate on the Xbox. We thought, awesome. We've invested all this time on the Xbox. Now we can start on the Switch port. So we run it, and it starts at like 24 frames per second. That was already after a few months of hard optimization for the Xbox. How can we push this to 60 frames per second? When we're optimizing a game like this on a platform that is so weak and you want to get to 60 frames per second, it's an all or nothing approach. Some of us just like the challenge. And Moon Studios was obviously up to the challenge because they got it to 60 frames per second. Something many people thought would be impossible, but apparently the guys at Moon Studios know what they're doing.
That seems great. That's a nice story. That makes me feel like there's still hope. You know, there's still people out there who give a crap, who want their game to play well. They want it to be optimal on every system they put it out on. That's a nice little thing. Those guys over at Moon Studios seem very nice.
Yeah, that's the kind of situation where you have where, like, obviously Ori has become a big franchise for them, but it's also a passion project and they want it to be the best it can be everywhere. So they're willing to put in the time and the effort to make that happen. And you can make those things happen in a lot of instances. You just need to be willing to put in the work and have the time and I guess the revenue to do it as well. But they made it happen. And Microsoft obviously gets some credit there as well because Microsoft was willing to facilitate that happening. They said to Microsoft, we want to put this on Switch. And Microsoft said, cool, you guys go for it. So props to Microsoft as well. Shillelagh says, I think this is one of, if not the best Switch ports. Forget Doom, The Witcher 3. They're all heavily compromised. While this is as good as the other platforms. They didn't take any shortcuts and they put the effort in. I worry that some developers might be lazy going forward to just chuck cloud versions of the eShop on the eShop instead. I mean, it all depends.
Close.
I don't want to say that developers are lazy. Sometimes they don't have time. Sometimes they don't have the money. Sometimes they don't have the manpower. And sometimes the cloud option is the only option. So you would hope that these companies would exhaust all avenues before going the cloud way. And I would imagine most of them will, not all. But yes,
estimate the power of the dark side.
There's no worry about companies doing native ports as well, as we see with Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and a game we're going to mention later on. When is Black Friday? This coming Friday?
Yeah.
Well, in the UK. Apparently, the hot item for Black Friday will be the Switch. Research firm SEMrush did a search or did a data analysis to see what people are looking for Black Friday. And the Switch came out #1. So even though the Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5 are out there, people want a Switch deal most for the holiday season or for Black Friday, I should say.
Yellow Wolf says Whack Friday.
Whack Friday. So here's what people are looking for.
Well, isn't Black Friday not really like one day this year? Hasn't it just been kind of
it's been years since Black Friday has been a single day. It's like a thing. It's like a whole month
People can't be going out shopping on Black Friday this year.
I understand.
It's going to be Cyber Friday and then Cyber Monday.
Yeah, let's cyber.
ASL.
A 4-day cyber.
So here's what people are looking for in the UK for Black Friday. The Switch. They're looking for a Pandora deal, second most. They want a sweet Pandora deal. Then the PS4, then AirPods, then the Xbox One. They just are doing a generic search for laptop.
Anybody find a good deal on a new Garmin Forerunner Running Watch.
That's great, Mom Brain. Apple
I think
Watch
it's a
is after that.
$2.45 music.
iPad for Black Friday. FIFA 20 Black Friday deals, and maybe one that Mom Brain would be interested in. Rounding out the top 10, Dyson Black Friday deal.
Look, I see all over the place that Dyson really isn't what it says it is. I mean, we have an old...
So you're saying they suck?
Oh my God. We have an old Dyson.
Got him. That joke. I caught on that one.
And it's okay. I don't
It's
have
all right.
a problem with it.
King Broly says, at least we know the Switch won't be replaced by cat food or air fryers by Amazon UK, unlike the PS5. Yes, people have not been getting their orders of the PS5 from Amazon in the UK and have instead been getting things like what he just said, cat food, air fryers.
The things that matter.
Speaking of native ports, we had a little situation pop up this week. GameStop, the always the leader in video game information, was calling customers to tell them your pre-order of Doom Eternal on the Switch has been canceled because Doom Eternal is canceled. So people were like, what the hell? Doom Eternal's canceled? How could that be? What the hell happened? We've been waiting 8 months. So this news came out, and I was in a very awkward situation because I knew for a fact the game wasn't canceled, and I had signed an embargo that did not allow me to confirm why I knew Doom Eternal wasn't canceled for the Switch. But I'm like, Jesus, this sucks. I know for sure it's not canceled, and GameStop's telling people it's canceled. So when I posted up the article, I said, listen, I am 99.9% sure the game is not canceled. I have my reasons. I can't tell you why. I'm trying to get a statement. I said, if I had to guess, maybe the physical release is canceled, and that's why GameStop is doing this, but I can guarantee the game is not canceled for Switch. So I was like, I was unsure of what to do. I was tempted to break embargo and just come out and say why I knew it wasn't canceled, but thankfully I didn't have to, because shortly after this information came out, Bethesda released a statement. And they said, while Doom Eternal is 100% on track for an imminent digital-only release on Switch, the absence of a physical release at retail resulted in canceled pre-orders. Affected customers will receive full refunds and should contact their preferred retailer for more information. So there you go. The game is 100% not canceled for Switch. It is still coming, and they're saying it is releasing imminently as a digital-only title. Does that mean a retail version won't happen somewhere down the road? It doesn't. And if I had to guess, it will. They'll probably do one with limited run games if I was going to guess, because they've done other Doom physical releases on Switch through limited run games. So there's always a chance. But the game is imminent as far as release goes. And I can tell you, again, without breaking embargo, that is true. And you will be playing this game much sooner than you think if everything has stayed as what I learned last week. So you'll be playing it very soon. I'm really excited about that because I have been holding out for the Switch version. I loved the last Doom game, but I thought I would, and I played it on PS4, and then I played it on Switch as well. So I was like, you know what? I'll wait for the Switch version for Doom Eternal. So we won't be waiting much longer. I really am excited for that game. Man, the soundtrack in the first game is so damn good. Kirby, you'll agree with that, right? You played that game?
Oh yeah, I think we've discussed the soundtrack on the show before. Yeah. It has a very like industrial sound with lots of droning noises. I think over during the title screen, it just goes like.
There's definitely lots of that, like guitar windups and stuff, and then the drums are like. But it's perfect music for Doom. Like all the firefights are so much more intense with the heavy like metal industrial music going on. It's so good. I think I've asked you this before, and I apologize for not remembering. Did you not play Doom? The last Doom?
I played the demo for it. And did not like it.
Man, what was it?
Weird?
What was it about it that you didn't like?
I don't know. It just wasn't Doom to me. It just was like, oh, this is like too fast, and like I can't control where I'm shooting, and I just felt out of control, which is kind of like what Doom is. So I don't know. Like, it's what's so funny about it. But like, I'm also the one weirdo maybe in the entire world that as much as I love Doom, I never played with the music on ever. So I don't know what the only reason I know what Doom music sounds like is because over time I've been on this podcast and heard it and stuff. I've never ever played with the music on, and this was like total music, and I didn't turn it off for some reason. And I didn't enjoy my experience, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to stick to the classics.
I wonder where the Doom demo drops you in relation to the full game. Maybe that has, because I think the game does a good job of easing you into like Doom, but I don't know where the demo starts you, so maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe you should try it again. It's so good. I was so happy with that game because I was like, yes, this is what Doom is supposed to be. Just large areas of enemies that you blast through like crazy. None of this, like Doom 3 was bad.
Which I was going to bring up as something
opinion.
that I really liked.
You like Doom 3?
I did, yeah. But it's weird because it's not Doom, like you said. It's more like Dead Space or something.
Yeah, Doom 3 was strayed very far from what Doom is. Man, I don't think I've heard anyone offer that opinion. They liked Doom 3 and didn't like Doom 2016. That's very interesting. Ben Golden Triforce says, you are probably not able to answer questions like this, but is Doom Eternal still planned for Switch in some capacity, or is Doom Eternal still planned to be directly ported to the Switch? Well, Ben, I tried to answer your question at the time as best I could, but now you know, so you don't have to worry. It's a native port. We had two major auctions again. Last week we had the big Pokemon auction, but now there's another big Pokemon auction. A sealed Pokemon trading card game booster box sold at auction for $360,000, which shattered the world record.
No way! I don't believe
I know it's hard to believe, but yes, this booster box went for $360,000. This was a first edition Pokemon trading card game base set booster box for $360,000. And then shortly after that, a Mario game set a new record. A rare sealed copy of Super Mario Bros. 3, which is actually a variant cover where Mario's hand cuts into the Brothers logo, which is not how it usually is, was also sold at auction, and that brought in $156,000, which is the highest price paid for a single video game at auction. So there you go, two huge Nintendo-related auctions. And when it comes to auctions like this, they're only going to get bigger, and that's particularly true for Pokemon, at least for the next, few months at the very least. Pokemon's going to be going crazy because Pokemon has always been popular. Pokemon has always brought in big money at auctions. But right now, Pokemon like auctions and Pokemon card values are at an all-time high, and an all-time high in terms of popularity as well. People are really getting in on this kind of stuff. So we're going to, they've always grown, but we're going to see some exponential growth going forward. No.
How much do you think I can sell my Pokemon Go for?
Your Pokemon Go phone download?
No, just the app on my phone.
Probably not a lot. There are some phones.
Man, I always get screwed with these kinds of things.
If you had Flappy Bird, you could sell your phone for a lot. You got Flappy Bird?
Oh man, Flappy Bird.
If you have Flappy Bird, you can get some money on eBay, yes. But if you don't, I'm sorry. I don't know of any other games that'll bring in Flappy Bird kind of money. Shillelagh says, let's hope there's no follow-up story confirming it's fake. Wouldn't be the first time it happened. It's crazy money to spend on paper. Yeah, it seems like this auction was legit, so the item was not a fake.
Crazy money to spend on paper, but money is paper.
Whoa.
Take that to the bank.
So deep. Finally, we've had Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U, and then it jumped to the Switch, and it went to the new 3DS as well. And now we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, the second Hyrule Warriors game. So does that mean we can look forward to this becoming a franchise? According to Mr. E.G. Numa, or Al Newman as we refer to him, this is not going to happen. He doesn't think it's going to become a series. He says, quote, I do think circumstances could align like this again, but I don't think we're expecting this to become a series. We'd make the decision based on creative merits, just like we did this time. So he's like, if we got an idea for it and certain things present themselves, then maybe, but he doesn't foresee it really happening. So what about Zelda spin-offs in general? He says, echoing my answer to the question above, we're always looking for valuable creative projects, but those only come about when several different conditions align. So I think it's hard for us to have conscious control over the frequency. So he's like, listen, we're not planning spin-offs, but when ideas come up, we're like, yeah, maybe we should give this a shot. Like we saw with Cadence of Hyrule. Nintendo really loved Crypto the Necro Dancer. Aonuma and Miyamoto were huge into Crypto the Necro Dancer. And they were like, let's reach out to those guys and see if they want to work with us on a Zelda spin-off. And that's what happened. We got Cadence of Hyrule. So, yeah, there will be more Zelda spin-offs, but it's not like they have a list of planned Zelda spin-offs. They just, when something strikes them or when they get an idea, they're like, yeah, let's try this out. So there you go. All right. That's your top stories for today. Mom Brain, what have you been playing?
Pearl's Peril.
How's it going?
It's great.
Is that all?
I think so.
Thanks, Mom Brain. Kirby, what have you been playing?
I got a couple this week. Nicky Hill mentioned he listened to last week's show, so I guess he already knows that I've been playing Toon Blast on my phone. I'm on level 120 something right now.
Oh, you've blasted so many tunes.
And I got so many more tunes to blast though. And it's already getting pretty challenging. But I'm still having fun. Also, do any of you guys remember the game Tomb of the Mask? It was I think I want to say PC was into it at one point because I re-downloaded that.
Oh yes. I looked it up just now. Yes, I played that. That game's fun.
It is, and I don't even know how old it is at this point, but it's that's something I wanted to talk to you guys about. If you guys or if anyone else listening has like any recommendations as far as like newer cell phone games, don't be shy as far as giving me any recommendations, because I'm playing the stuff that I deleted off my phone 5 or 6 years ago.
You should look into an Apple Arcade subscription, because I don't think there's a bad game on that service, and they add new ones every month.
Didn't I tell you that I signed up for like 3 months?
Oh yeah, that's right. Arcade? That's right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, which brings me to my next game. I downloaded What the Golf, and I was playing that this morning.
That just got an update too.
Oh, really? Ramit, I'm pretty sure I remember you talking about it, but I don't remember many of the specifics. Did you, at one point, compare it to like a WarioWare type game?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly the feeling I got when I was playing it. I was thinking it would be pretty funny. It would be a great trick to pass the game over to someone and tell them that it's like a real golf game. This is like an authentic golfing experience on your phone, and then watch their face when the gags start happening.
Yeah, for those who don't know, it's a golf game in the loosest sense of the term. It's like very little mini experiences that are weird ways to play golf. Like it just, there's so many different weird things I don't even know what to say.
And I don't really want to get too specific because I feel like that kind of ruins, the appeal. Because some of the, I don't want to call them levels. I guess I'll just call them holes, because it's basically, because it is kind of like a golf course type set. What a hole! There's some holes that are legitimately challenging, and then there's some that are just they're basically jokes, and they're basically just gags.
I guess every stage you hit something towards a hole. That's about as golf as it gets.
Yeah, you don't always know what that something's going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
It made me chuckle a couple of times. I played that. Oh, and yes, and I finally started playing Control on on the PS4, which I think I mentioned this last week. I had downloaded it like several months ago, and for some reason, just this past week, I finally started it, and it's pretty good. The storyline is pretty weird.
Yes,
I'm sure there's going to be lots of weird like twists and turns.
without a doubt.
The gameplay is actually pretty. It's pretty standard stuff. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's just that like it's kind of a weird juxtaposition where you've got standard gameplay with a very bizarre storyline.
Yeah, that's very true. Like gameplay is run and gun pretty much, but the story is completely out there.
Yeah, but I do. The combat's a lot of fun. I've always been a big fan in like action games where your character has like multiple ways of attacking.
Yes,
and they're all like useful.
Yeah. And that game makes it really satisfying when you take out an enemy, because they got like a crackle and a fizz to them, kind of when you hit them. It's just very satisfying, which is something you got out of Alan Wake as well, like hitting them with the flashlight, and it was like, and then you light them up.
That was very satisfying.
That's true.
You get that same thing out of Control.
And and also like when you're during combat, all this stuff around you is like breaking and exploding,
yes,
which is always fun.
Yes.
And I have I'm playing it on the PS4, and I have experienced some slowdown during like in pretty intense moments.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what they're called, but those enemies that like run towards you and blow up.
Yeah.
They seem to whenever they're on screen, that seems to cause a lot of slowdown, which sometimes makes things tricky.
Yeah, the game is in a much better shape now than when it was at launch, but yes, slowdown is still there.
Yeah, and I never read any like reviews of the game. Everything I know about it, I probably heard from you. Did they mention that?
Yes, reviews did bring.
Problems?
Yeah, reviews did bring up the technical issues.
Okay, but other than that, I'm definitely gonna keep on playing. What?
I just like the way you said that.
Gonna keep on playing. I think that's it. If I think of something, I'll interrupt you guys later.
Thank you, Kirby. Nikki Hill, what have you been playing?
So hey, so this past week, I did not play Ring Fit. I just got lazy. I got distracted. That's about it. And then but I did play. So 2 games that I downloaded that I tried out. Well, first off, I did play Solitaire.
Of course.
Be honest, like obviously, right? And so then the other things that I did play, I downloaded last night, and I tried a couple levels of that Suguru Nature.
Yes.
That came out last week.
Yes.
Because it's a variation on Sudoku, and
your old love.
I know, and that's why I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna cheat on Solitaire a little bit.
Ooh.
And I liked it. It's different. It's challenging. It definitely takes me back to the old Solitaire days of like speaking, like talking it out, being like, no, that can't go here. This has a, and because I just need to really work out like the challenge there. But it's also a little challenging because I don't think there's just one way to solve it. I think there's very few ways to solve an entire puzzle. But when you get down to like the last couple cubes, it can either be one number or another number. Like it doesn't need to be just one their way or the highway.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep keep plugging away at that, but there's a ton of levels in that. So I might not play it for too long. I don't know. But
well, that's good that there's a lot of levels.
Yeah. No, there's a lot. Like, it's just interesting. And it took me a little while because there's the instructions are just like, do it. And so it took me like 1 or 2 levels to figure it out. But then, so I did that. And then I also had downloaded a couple weeks ago, but last night, I finally tried it out. ORD or ORD, whatever it's called.
Yes.
I saw a trailer for that and it really intrigued me. And I don't know if I'm going to play it very long because it gets a little frustrating. Because I don't know how long the stories are. But did you play that at all?
No. I know of it, but I didn't play it.
Yeah. Every bit is just 3 words. And then like it presents a situation and you choose one of 2 answers and then it tells you like blah 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 whatever. I can't even think, alarm, wake, adventure or whatever. Like, it's really interesting though. It was really interesting to have like a text-based game like that where every screen I'm given an option. I'm given an opportunity to make a decision, and I get like immediate, like an immediate outcome.
Diarrhea.
The story either continues or it ends right there.
I mean, it makes sense because you're a guy who loves making decisions all the time. So
you know what? It's going to teach me.
You're going to be like, you have to give me 3 options, and then I can decide.
So is it always a different story? Because I watched the trailer on that when I saw it went on sale, and And then I was like, well, not for me, but I was just curious. First of all, how long of a story have you made it? Because it seems kind of frustrating.
I replayed the same story multiple times, and it can get frustrating because it seems like every answer so it's always the same. It's all like the same questions or whatever. Like you wake up, the alarm goes off. You either wake up or you hit snooze. And then if you snooze, it just says like sleep. And then you continue sleeping and then the alarm goes off again. So like that question or that thing, alarm, you wake or snooze, always the same reaction. So like each one of those scenarios always has the same reaction, but from what I've seen. So if I ended the story later on, and then I played through it again, and that part of the story doesn't happen until even later, and I choose differently, like I'll keep going. If I chose the same response later, thinking it's a different part of the story or whatever, and it still ended there. So like it's process of elimination, but it can kind of become almost like Simon game, where it's like every time you're given this response, this is the best thing to do. But you can choose other options. Not every 2 options is like the end of a game. So you can play around with it like that, and it does make it interesting. I don't know, it's pretty cool. But I can definitely see how it gets old fast for people, or it just gets frustrating. But
I'm sorry, you get to choose a story. There's 5 different stories, or
I think there's I didn't count, but there's 5 or 6, and so like the story's pretty much always the same. A lot of the ending answers are pretty much always the same, but I did one story for a few minutes, and it just kept going. So and then I finally just ended, I died somehow or something. So it's interesting. Like there's one thing where it's like river, your option is to either jump or cross or walk across or whatever it is. So the first time I did it, I chose to just walk through it, or stream or something like that. Stream, cross, and I think it said wet or wet feet. I think it's only one word, right? So then the second time it came up, the other option was jump. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I want to jump because I don't want to get wet. And I jumped, and it said jump, slip, dead, or end, or something like that.
And you got wet.
Giddy up. So, yeah, so like there's a lot of different little scenarios within it and stuff. I don't know. I when I saw the trailer for it, I was like, wow, this is actually really cool that they can build an entire storytelling, build your own adventure or whatever, just one word at a time. So I checked it out, and I like I said, I can see how it can get frustrating or like old really fast because you end up going through the same situation. It's almost like some of those games where you some of those games that are just made to be really difficult, or all the games that are like trial and error, like even Oddworld or something like that, where like for me, I did some of those sections like 40,000 times because I kept dying and slipping up on something stupid. Now I'm going to do that, but it's only words, so that's a little less interesting. But I don't know, just the concept I think was cool, and I think I saw it for sale, so I grabbed it. But
did you play anything else?
I wish there was a Do Michaels feature where, because when I used to read Choose Your Own Adventure books as a kid, I would definitely cheat. So I wish there was like a way to like, skip ahead and be like, oh, that's what happens. I get eaten by crocodiles. Well, I'm going to pick the next thing.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like you can kind of take notes if you want, but it seems like there's a lot of options. Like it can go on for a while. Oh, the other thing that's pretty cool too, though, is that like, you go into a cave. Like you see a cave and you can either go in or avoid it. And if you go in, then like the answer is dark. And so like the whole screen dims and the whole screen is only text, like white text on a black screen. So then like the text is like hazy and stuff like that. It's like faded. So like you're looking at it through like, just in the dark, like you can't really see it. And then like the rain, at one point it started raining, and then it says like, I don't remember what the two options were, but one was like umbrella. So I used the umbrella, and then it said lightning. And then so like there were flashes, like the screen was flashing like lightning and stuff. It's pretty neat because like, again, it's one word at a time, and they make it like environmental and stuff like that. So it's still like an experience. It was a pretty interesting concept. Not upset about it, but I will say it's not for everyone.
Is that all you played, Nicky Hill?
I was going to stop there, but Autumnal Blake just said, wow, he's still talking. So I'm going to keep talking about something.
Oh, real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I actually did remember another game that I was playing.
Well, but I'm still talking.
Damn it. And the thing is, I was literally playing it before the show started. So I'll keep it quick. I started playing Hearthstone again.
Oh.
And I'm having a lot of fun. I was like really worried that it would be like impossible for me to get back into it because it's been so long. But no, it was like, slipping on an old pair of comfy shoes or something.
Yeah.
An old banana peel.
Hearthstone is really good. Yeah, it's easy to get back in.
Want to be
Yeah.
here.
Josh.
So that's definitely it for me though. I'm done.
Nicky Hill, did you play anything else you want to talk about?
No, I didn't play anything else, and I don't want to talk anymore.
Do Michaels, what did you play?
Beep, beep. Well, I've got some really big news. Mom Brain, can I get a drum roll, please?
Oh.
Yep, just give me 1 second.
I beat Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Pikmin, congratulations.
Yeah, Pikmin. I managed to play it yesterday just under the wire. I wanted to make sure I played it. I have to admit, I've been playing a lot of PlayStation 5, so I didn't give any love to Pikmin
Just
this week.
under the wire.
Under the wire
yes, for the podcast.
So
Okay.
I wanted to talk about it.
I thought you meant like some deadline you self-imposed that didn't mean anything. But yes, the podcast. Yes.
Yeah, come on.
I get it. I'm sorry.
My things mean things. Just because I like to know how many hours I've played a game doesn't mean it doesn't mean anything. but yeah, so I really enjoyed it. It turns out I was right at the last level. All I had to do was play it. And the last level was very nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I was actually I think it was the perfect length of time. I think it said that I had 15 hours in the game, something like that. And I thought that was the perfect length. I could have used a little bit more time with the blue Pikmin, which is the last Pikmin that you get. This isn't a spoiler, is it?
No, not at this point, no.
Yeah, it's like...
I mean, the game originally came out on the Wii U, so yeah, I think we're okay.
Yeah. I wish we got a little more time with the blue Pikmin. I guess I can like go back and replay some levels. I'm sure there'll be things for them to do. But yeah, overall, really fun game. I didn't feel that nervous stress until the last level.
Yeah.
And that last level, I mean, even though I have to admit I hated that last level, like I really wasn't having fun, it was a reward when I finally beat it. Like it felt very rewarding to finish it.
Yeah, that last level is very stressful, but yeah, it is very rewarding to beat because like I said to you, the game is pretty even keeled for the most part, but you get to the last level and it's like, all right, it's put up or shut up time.
Yeah. Yeah. And they don't really, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but like they don't really explain anything. I mean, it's not really a game you play for the story, but like,
well, that's why
anything
you got to play you got to play the mission mode thing. You'll get the information you're looking for.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Well, then I'll do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I recommend it to anybody who likes Nintendo and like, I don't want to call it a simple game because it's not, but there's like a simplicity to it that's just, I don't know. It's weird because it's not simple at all, but just makes you feel good. Mom Brain, can I get a drum roll, please? It's a big week for me. I beat Astro's Playroom.
Oh.
Congratulations! I guess that's a game, but I mean, it felt like a game, but like it's also kind of like a showcase. But loved it. I think I talked before about how charming it was. Really, really thought it was great, and the music's great, all that kind of stuff. So, and that's one that I'm actually thinking I might go back and try to get some of like the hidden items, just because there's like a puzzle wall that you can fill up, and
yeah.
I'm trying to put the puzzle pieces together, and it's kind of rewarding. So played some more of that. Played obviously some more Fortnite with the gang.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always fun. It's always fun.
We had some good ones last night.
We did, yeah. We've had our good days and our bad days. Last night was a better day, I would say. But the most important thing is it's usually fun, even if we don't play that well.
Yeah.
But so there was that, and then finally, short list this week. Finally, I played some more Spider-Man Miles Morales on the PlayStation 5, and it's great. It's great. I thought you were crazy, Rami, when you said you liked Miles better, and I don't know anything about the comics or anything else, but as far as the video games, Miles is 20 times better. I mean, he's a great character. I just really, really, really like him. I like his backstory. I like his family, his friends. Like, it's a really well done story. I really enjoy it. It's not just like a great gameplay game. I do have one tiny little thing, and it's totally a small gripe. I played I played the original Spider-Man the same way as I played this one, where I literally didn't do any missions, and I just grabbed every like secret briefcase or whatever, like the stupid little things. Like I just parked, like made a mark on the map and went there, and the fun that I had was just going from one place to another. I mean, that's how fun the traversal in that game is. And so I did like all of that stuff, and then I started playing the missions because I was all out of side missions. And there's parts in the story where, like, because of the side things, like the little fetch quests that I did, the story didn't match up, and it was like a little weird, but it wasn't, it's not a big deal. It's just kind of like, it's like, hey man, maybe you should go around and get those things while I prep this next mission for you. And it's like, all right. And then I'm like, oh,
Done.
wait, there's literally nothing on the map. Like, there's nothing for me to do. Why did you say that? And why is Miles like, yeah, I guess I better go get those things that I didn't get. And it's like, you got them. You got them in the first 10 minutes you played because it's your favorite thing to do.
That happened to me
like that were silly.
That happened to me
And
in
then-
the first game because I went around and did all the extra stuff first, and then there's moments where they're like, go out and check out some of the other stuff while this is happening. I'm like, well, I've done it all already.
Yeah, I can't believe I just ate all that stuff up. I just loved it. And then there's a few bigger parts in the story that I won't ruin where it did that. And it wasn't, it was kind of like, I found out certain things when I was picking up random items about certain characters. And then those characters later, like Miles's reaction to them was like totally off.
Yeah.
From what my reaction would have been. Cause it's like, hey man, we found this thing out. Why are you like, but other than those little things, I just love it, man. And the main missions are great. There's only been one main mission that I didn't care for, and it was kind of like a setup section for like some side quests that you can do. But other than that, like the main missions have been not just like engaging with the characters and what you're doing, but just like so action packed and a lot of cool things have been happening in it. So I don't know. I mean, terrific game. If you have the means, I highly recommend playing the game. And that's it. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Dude,
Did you ever see what's that movie?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. I couldn't remember if it was Into or Enter.
I did. I thought it was great.
Okay. Because I want to say I watched it before I played the older Spider-Man game, and I think that introduced me to the character of Miles.
Well, yeah, I really loved that movie. I thought it was great. Looked great. I liked Miles. I don't know why I separate that from the video games, because there is actually like an Into the Spider-Verse like spider suit you can get and all that kind of stuff. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention like there's a lot of suits in it that I obviously love. If you know about me, you can't make a rat hat suit. I wish they could make like a pizza rat hat suit, because I mean you're in the city, pizza rat hat, it'd be perfect. But so there's that, and then. But yeah, another thing that I like. It's kind of like the Into the Spider-Verse thing is, I guess, just because of Miles's background, where he grew up, and the fact that he, as a character, like likes to mix beats and play music and stuff like that. The music that goes along with you just swinging through the city is very subtle, but it's like a subtle hip hop influenced beat, and I love it. I love the whole package. Kind of, it makes you feel like you're a different Spider-Man. You're still Spider-Man, but you're the Miles Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and the way
Miles
it's done is so great.
Miles is very different from Peter, without a doubt.
So yeah, I really liked that, and yeah, I recommend it to anybody who liked the first one, and you're gonna find this on the internet, but like I can't understand people who are like, a black Spider-Man, this is ridiculous, social justice warriors, and all this crap that you read on the internet. Play the game. If you like Spider-Man, you're gonna like this one. Unless
I don't know what happened to you, but you disappeared there at the end. Hello? Dude's gone.
Smash that subscribe button.
Thank you, Dew. I hope you join us again.
Rami, what did you play this week?
Oh, thanks for asking.
That's weird. I can hear you, do. I don't hear Rami talking.
Uh-oh. We're having an issue. Can you guys hear me at all?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you and Andrew. Can you guys hear me?
I ended the call. We're going to call him back.
Oh.
Can you guys hear me now?
Now we can.
I can hear you.
I don't know what happened. I fixed it. We're good.
Are you sure?
Yes, positive.
Because now I'm worried.
No, you're fine. Tanuki Tony said, "Dude just had enough." All right, moving.
Well, you got the gist of what I was saying, I'm sure.
Yes, thank you. What did I play?
What did you play?
I played more Fortnite, obviously. I played lots of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which I have my full review out for now. So if you want to learn my full thoughts on that, you can go check out the video. But
Age of Clamhamity.
sorry, yes. As I said with my preview, I really loved that game, and I loved it way more than I thought I was going to. It's just so much fun, so over the top, so insane, so crazy, so much action, so flashy, non-stop action in that game. And plus you get great you get to spend more time with characters from Breath of the Wild, which is characters I wanted to spend more time with, so I'm down with that. But yeah, you check out my review for that, for thoughts on that, because I had so much to say. That video is like 23 minutes long, all with new gameplay footage and all that. So look forward to that. And if you're playing it now, I hope you are enjoying it as much as I did, because boy, it is a blast. The characters are just so much fun to play with, and they all feel very different from one another. And it's just awesome to like take out wave and wave and wave of enemies, like hundreds of enemies at once. It's great. It's great. So there's that. I finally got the chance to play my PS5 because, as you know, it came before the podcast last week, so I had a week to play some stuff. I played Astro's Playroom, which I think looks gorgeous and is a great showcase for the DualSense controller and what it can do. Unfortunately, I was not as impressed with the DualSense controller as I was hoping I would be. It is certainly a level beyond what HD Rumble can do. And we know that most developers don't take advantage of HD Rumble, but it wasn't as far beyond HD Rumble as I would have liked or as I was expecting it to be. So that's my own fault for hyping it more than hyping it up personally more than I should have. So I do like it, and I do think it's fun. The triggers are certainly very different. You don't get anything like that on Switch, and I like the idea for triggers. Like when you're picking things up, you can feel the tension in the triggers, and triggers will lock in place depending on what you're doing, and triggers will vibrate when there's like if you're shooting like a gun, you'll feel like the trigger vibrate with each shot. So that stuff is really cool. But as far as like the haptic feedback in the controller, it is like HD Rumble, just more intense, I would say, and maybe a little more sophisticated as well. But if you played 1-2 Switch and you played like the game where you feel the marbles inside the controller and you have to guess how many are in the controller, that's what the DualShock is, or the DualSense is doing as well, just on a deeper level. So there are things about it that I like. Like I really like the feeling of, there's one scene where it's raining in Astro's Playroom and you feel like the little drops falling all over the controller, which is really cool. I do like that. But most of the stuff is pretty much, a more sophisticated HD Rumble. So I don't dislike it. I hope more games use it. I feel it does add something. It's just not as much of an innovation as I was hoping for, but I do like it. And as for Astro's Playroom in general, I love those guys who make that game. Like I feel they really get what makes a good platformer, which makes me kind of disappointed that we get this built-in game, because I want to see them really strut their stuff. Like I want to see them make a fully fledged platformer, where this is more of like a showcase to show what the controller can do, but there's certainly platforming to it. But yeah, I don't know. I really do like that experience, and I think it's really well made, and I think it does a great job of showcasing the controller, and I think it's a gorgeous looking game, and the music is fantastic, like Dew said. And there's tons of callbacks to all kinds of games that were on PlayStation throughout the platform's history. It's just a little weird for me. There's a little bit of a disconnect, because like you'll see stuff for like games that were Sony only, but then you'll also see stuff for like Resident Evil and Metal Gear, and those franchises, well, not with Metal Gear, but a franchise like Resident Evil debuted on the original PlayStation, but then it went to other platforms. So it doesn't hit the same nostalgia for me, because I'm like, these brands aren't really Sony brands. They just appeared on Sony platforms or maybe appeared there first, so it didn't hit me in the same way.
Did you yell out "my brand"?
I did not, but I do like the little tributes that they have in there. I do think they're fun. The only thing,
catch the Parappa tribute?
no, I didn't. There is there a
that was
Parappa
sneaky
tribute?
one. There is, yeah. It's great. It's
I was
like off in the distance, and yeah, you can see like one of the bots is wearing a little Parappa hat.
Oh, I
So,
missed it. I was specifically looking for one, and I was like, "Is there really no Parappa tribute here? Damn it! I'm sad I missed it." But I did catch, which I mentioned last week. I did catch a Jumping Flash tribute, so I was very happy because for me, Jumping Flash is like it's a PlayStation. So I was very happy that was in there. Since you don't know what Jumping Flash is, there's the one level where you're playing as the marble. And as you're rolling the marble, there's like a giant robot rabbit that like jumps across the screen. That is the Jumping Flash rabbit. So it got like a really notable call out, which was really cool for me to see. But yeah, the other stuff like Final Fantasy VII and like I said, Resident Evil, Metal Gear, and Silent Hill and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, they were on PlayStation, but they're not PlayStation brands. They just appeared on the platform, so it feels a little strange. They're very much a part of PlayStation's history. Don't get me wrong. And
I feel like, for me, the first time I experienced those games was on the PlayStation or a PlayStation. So that's why I was nostalgic seeing those. I mean,
yeah, and that's the other thing. Like for me, Final Fantasy VII wasn't the first Final Fantasy I played, and I played Metal Gear on the NES and the Game Boy Color, and Resident Evil, yes, I experienced first on the PlayStation, but that series has had so many entries on so many different systems. It just doesn't feel the right way for me. I did like seeing like the callbacks to Sony's hardware, because obviously that's only Sony. So seeing like the little touches of the PlayStation 1 controllers and memory cards and joysticks and all that stuff, I do like that. But I dislike the approach of like, you're like, it makes sense for the game because the game is supposed to be taking you through like the features of the PS5 and like the hardware of the systems that are in Sony's library before that. But if you listen to the podcast, I really dislike the game industry's approach of emphasizing hardware as in like, here's what it uses for memory, here's how many teraflops it can push, here's the graphics processor. I'm like, that crap doesn't matter to me. I want to play games, and in Astro's Playroom everything takes place within like the SSD storage and the CPU and all that stuff, and I'm like, God. I
didn't really like shove it in your face like, hey, this is what the GPU does and this is what the SSD storage does. It's just like, you're in the PlayStation and these are the levels that you play. It's like, level of each level. What's the big deal?
Like I was saying, it makes perfect sense because the game is built in for the PlayStation 5. So it's taking place within the PlayStation 5. I totally get it. And it totally makes sense. It just for me personally disappoints me because I'm like, like I hear all this crap about between Microsoft and Xbox fans all the time talking about, well, this system has this hardware and this system has this storage and this system can push this many polygons, and I'm like, it just doesn't sit well with me. But the level designs are great, and the exploration is great. Like I really do like everything about the game. But the nostalgia doesn't hit me in nearly the same way. And
this, RMC. I texted you. The nostalgia hit me very strangely one night when I was playing, because as I was looking at like PlayStation hardware that I unlocked in the game, and it like brought me back, I was thinking about how I missed out on the Super Nintendo back in the day for some reason. And remember, like I texted you because they had the PlayStation like controller hub where you could play 4 people at the same time. And then I was like, oh man, the GameCube did that like built in. And then I was like, wait a minute, the GameCube. And then I looked up like N64 pictures, and I was like, even the N64 did that built in. Like, why did I have to buy this stupid thing? But it was just great. Like, it was a great, weird, I don't want to tell you the rest. Like we talked about it, RMC, but I don't want to tell the audience the rest about Sega Genesis's marketing and me as a young kid, because that's just too embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing. Sega's marketing when you were a kid did what it was aimed to do. It convinced you that Nintendo was garbage and Sega was cool. And I'm not saying Sega didn't have great games. They did, and they still make great games. But yeah, that marketing was meant to make you feel like a loser if you liked Nintendo. So it worked, man. Like you're not the only one it worked on, without a doubt. And then I think we'll see what happened with Sega afterwards. But
wow,
no, I don't mean that. My favorite thing about all those stupid console wars is that Sega and Nintendo are so close today. Like they work closely together, and we've had games where Mario and Sonic are together. It couldn't have ended. It could have ended in a better way. Like both companies could still be making hardware, but now it's just Nintendo making hardware. But still, I love seeing Sega and Nintendo working together and just really appreciating each other as far as what they do in the game industry, because obviously back in the 90s that wasn't the case. So I played that, and then the only other thing I played was what the hell's the name of the game? It's the new Sackboy game, Sackboy: A Big Adventure. And I played the other Sackboy games, and I love platformers, so I picked up Sackboy. It's a little by the numbers, but that's okay. It plays well. It feels good. The level designs are nice. I always love the aesthetic of a Sackboy game, so it's like knitted and cardboard and just crafts and stuff like that. I do like that. But I had one moment that made me so angry. So I played one level, and
buckle up, guys. I'm sure this is going to be great.
It was an ice level, and the song in the ice level was so good. And each song has a progression to it as you go through the levels. So you'll get to a new portion of a level, and the song changes based on the portion of the level. So all the songs are nice, but this one, the ice level in particular, was really good. Like I turned the volume up. I was really getting into it. I was like, man, that is great. And it made me much more excited for music later on. So I go to the next level, and the next level is a licensed song. What's that? What is it? Uptown Funk? Is that the name of the song, somebody?
Sure.
Don't believe it, just watch that song. So I'm listening to that song, and I'm like, you have an amazing original song, and then the next level takes me to a song that exists in the real world, and I am completely taken out of this mission.
Exists in the real world.
I'm like, I feel like Sony was like, yeah, let's put a licensed song in here that's popular because that's cool. I'm like, this is taking me out of the moment so much. It completely ruined that level for me. And the sad thing is the level was based on the beat of the music, which is something I absolutely love in platformers. So I appreciated the mechanics and the timing of the level. But the fact that I have this whole Sackboy universe and then out of nowhere, Uptown Funk plays, I'm like, what a way to ruin it. It completely took me out of it.
I can't believe Bruno Mars exists in the Sackboy universe.
Listen, if the whole game had licensed music, I wouldn't be too keen on it, but at least I'd understand. But now I know I'm getting 90% Sackboy and then licensed music, I guess. It doesn't fit. It takes me out of the experience. It ruined it for me.
Yeah, I got you. It sounds like it was a little jarring.
So now, like, each level I go into, I'm like, oh, is it going to be Katy Perry next? Or is it going to be Billie Eilish? Like, I'm not saying anything's wrong with those artists. I'm just saying I don't think it fits with what they're doing in Sackboy. But who am I? I'm not a game developer. I don't know. But man, did that take me out of it.
Ice on my wrist so I look better when I dance.
So yeah, that made me.
I was playing this game and WAP started playing.
Made me very angry. The song came on and it started without any of the lyrics, and I just heard the beat, and I was like, this sounds a lot like that Uptown Funk song. And then I took a few more steps into the level, and then he starts singing, and I'm like, oh, really? Come on. So that's my old man complaint about that. And yes, Nader Die, Mario and Sonic are together. Also, before I forget, happy 36th birthday to Wolfric Chaser. He is celebrating 36 years of being alive today.
Congratulations.
Hey, happy birthday.
Also, hello, Highly Unlikely. I haven't said hi. Highly Unlikely says more like Uptown Junk. Am I right, guys?
Whoa!
Oh, you're right for me. I like that a lot. All right, let us move on. We have questions.
Oh, boy.
If you have a question for us, you can send it to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
I'm sorry, where?
GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. gmail.com.
I just want to go on record at this very moment to say I feel like questions this week are going to be great.
Today's question comes from Autumnal Blake, and he says, what are some of your favorite quotes, real or fictional? Iwata's quote, above all, video games are meant to just be one thing, fun for everyone, end quote, has really stuck with me. And the great experiences I've had playing all sorts of games with all sorts of people really attest to this. On the fictional side, the classic quote, you've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? End quote. From Majora's Mask is mysterious and chilling. It's one I'll always remember. From Danganronpa 3, I really love the line, quote, I believe in you, so you should definitely believe in yourself, end quote. Because it's so logical. If there's people that you trust that believe in you, then you should trust their judgment and be confident in yourself. So what are some of your favorites? Well, I mean, half of my relationship with Do Michaels is quoting quotes from video games, and we usually go with Streets of Rage, which doesn't have quotes, but only sound effects. And Symphony of the Night, we do quotes from all the time as well. I believe we just did a quote from Symphony of the Night the other day.
What is a man? What quote did we?
Oh wait, I thought you were quoting Beetle from Zelda, but you were quoting the shopkeeper from Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
Because you said thank you, but you were doing.
They both say thank you.
Yes,
They're both
yes.
shopkeepers.
He was doing the Castlevania thank you, and I thought he was doing the Zelda thank you. The Castlevania or Beetle thank you is thank you, and Castlevania thank you is thank you. But yeah, we do Symphony of the Night all the time. I'm interested in this. We say that one a lot. Real quotes, that's a different story. Does anybody have a real quote that means something to them or that they really like?
Like can it be like a movie quote?
Sure.
Because like just yesterday, I randomly thought of a line from Silence of the Lambs that I really like for some reason. It's when Hannibal Lecter says, "Oh, and Senator, love your suit."
Everybody knows I have that one quote saved on my phone about, calling things childish and how stupid it is. I've talked about that before.
Who's that by?
I don't know, Mom Brain. Who is it?
C.S. Lewis.
Oh, C.S. Lewis. Yes, never heard of him.
I often remind myself that in his Narnia books is written, "Courage, dear heart," and it reminds me to be brave.
I also have this quote, who I don't know who it belongs to, but I really like it. The secret of genius is to carry the spirit of the child into old age, which means never losing your enthusiasm. Because enthusiasm for things that you like is so important to me. And I love when I see that enthusiasm from other people. When I see someone or hear someone talking about something that they're extremely passionate about, that's infectious to me. I want to learn more about what they're into. I want to see why they like it so much. I just really love that. I feel like you can, even if you're just hearing the person, I feel like you feel them light up when they're talking about certain subjects. Like I feel, for me, it's video games and wrestling and anime and comic books and stuff like that. Like I know I have a great passion for those things, and I know like my energy level goes up when I'm talking about them, and I love seeing that in other people. Like with Mom Brain, it's Twin Peaks without a doubt. She certainly lights up in a different way when she's talking about Twin Peaks, or cats in general, of course.
I do love cats.
Does anybody else have any quotes that are?
I have one more. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
This is also a movie quote. It's from Hot Shots Part 2. It's the scene where Miguel Ferrer says, "War, it's fantastic."
I say that one all the time as well.
Do you really?
Yes, Mom Brain, right?
It's true.
Kirby, to tell you the truth, I say it quite often when we're playing Fortnite. And I also say, also from Hot Shots Part 2, they tied my shoelaces together.
I need to rewatch that movie.
I very much enjoy from Twin Peaks. Every day, once a day, give yourself a present. Don't plan it. Don't wait for it. Just let it happen. It could be a new shirt at the men's store, a catnap in your office chair, or 2 cups of good, hot, black coffee.
Autumnal Blake put a lovely quote from Shigeru Miyamoto in the chat. It says, "Cardboard is the future. I have already replaced my son with a son made from cardboard. I loved my cardboard son, but he did not love me back. So I put him out in the rain. My son is dead."
Wait, Miyamoto said this?
Oh, that's what this image says in the Discord, so it's got to be true.
That's great.
Anastasia Beaverhausen's favorite quote is, "It makes me want a hot dog real bad."
You look like the 4th of July. Isn't that it? Or you remind me of the 4th of July? You.
Nikki Hill,
You
do
look like
any
the 4th of
any
July.
quotes that stick with you, or you're good?
I've got one. I liked when Reggie came out and said, "My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names, and we are about making games."
Man, I remember.
That-
I will never forget him saying that because Nintendo fans freaked out. We were like, "Oh my god, who's this guy?" My anus wedgie.
I love that, and then from a video game, I love in the original Metal Gear when the guy's like, "I feel asleep." That's what I like as well.
Metal Gear. Nikki Hill, do you have anything?
I want some more.
I get a lot of inspirational quotes sent to me in like a text message thread. I don't remember any of those. And I always hear a lot of great things on like different podcasts, and like Brene Brown, I've been listening to her podcast, and like I hear a lot of great stuff. I don't remember any of those right now. What I do remember is a quote that only works once a year. I send it to my friends. Do Michaels is
I think I know what it is.
Started with Do Michaels.
I'm guessing
and,
I know.
I have a reminder in my phone to make sure I don't miss it, because if I miss it on the one day, it doesn't work for the rest of the year. And that quote is, "Halloween ain't till mañana."
Yeah.
I do know you love that one.
It's my favorite time of year getting that text message.
Thank you for the question.
Wait, I also have another quote that I've been saying a lot.
Yes.
We're waiting to hear it on the soundboard, but I say it to my friends, and Raw Meat actually made me a little video clip to send to my friends.
Oh, yes.
Real proud of you.
From the Jerky Boys, yes.
And guess what? The Jerky Boys are coming out with a new album, and they're going to have a live stream album release event on Friday, this coming Friday after our American Thanksgiving.
Real proud of them.
I am real proud of them.
Yes, Mom Brain.
One that is actually on like my phone. It's like my wallpaper, and it's from the new season of Twin Peaks.
Always wipe front to back.
Always wipe front to back. I have to remind myself every time. When Lynch is talking to David Duchovny's character, who's a trans woman, and talking about like the road that she had to travel, and Lynch is talking about having to like, help her on her journey. He's talking about her colleagues, and he tells them to fix their hearts or die. And there's just something about that I think is so like, I really relate to that, because it's not nice, but it is. And that's me. Like, I'm not nice,
It is
but
strongly
I am.
nice in one direction and strongly not nice in the other direction.
But I like remind myself at least once a day, like, you need to fix your heart or die.
It's like leaving no room for not being nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even seen that episode, but like, because of you guys, I'm familiar with the quote, and I think it's great.
It is great.
It's pretty beautiful.
Thank you, Autumnal Blake. That was a great question. We have Patreon
wait,
questions.
before we move on though, I just want to say Raw Meat's favorite quote for real.
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down.
Actually, my favorite quote is, "Hello, I'm Squidward."
Hi, how are you?
I thought your favorite was Live, Laugh, Love.
Live, yes, live, laugh, love. We have that all over our
it's
house.
Dance like nobody's looking.
Mom Brain's phone is dying, so we have to speed things up. We have Patreon questions, Mom Brain. Did you know that you could join the Patreon for... Man, I went slow and you were in another world.
I was reading something in the chat.
For $1.
For $1. Thank you, Billy. We're doing 2 today because I think we've actually answered the first one before. Gecko Kitsune says, which came first, the Yoshi or the egg? I think we've discussed that before and we all agreed it was the egg. So that's why I just wanted to get it out there. I apologize, Gecko Kitsune. If you get another question in before next week, I will make sure we read that one.
There was also a request for this for Wolfric Chaser.
Thank you very much, Josh.
Happy birthday
Wolfric Chaser.
And today's
Hey,
Patreon
Josh.
question comes from Wolfric Chaser.
Whoa.
Josh, I don't know if it's ever been confirmed, but I think he is the world's best singer, huh?
I would agree.
Beautiful voice.
Wolfric Chaser's question is what is an unpopular Nintendo opinion you guys have? He says, for example, Ocarina of Time is an overrated masterpiece. Do any of you guys have an unpopular Nintendo opinion you'd like to share?
The Wii U is the greatest console ever created.
Mine, which I've said many times, is I like Super Mario 3D World better than Super Mario Odyssey.
I don't know if this is controversial. Maybe some of you guys even agree with me. And maybe it's just because I didn't grow up playing the NES. I never owned one, so maybe because of that, I honestly think the Super Nintendo is better as a system. Are you listening?
I am. I'm sorry, Mom Brain was distracting me.
No,
for a
it's okay.
second.
I'm just kidding.
Can you say it again? I know it was about the Super Nintendo.
Basically,
I
I was saying
apologize.
I like the Super Nintendo better than the NES.
Yeah, I don't think that's unpopular.
Okay, never mind.
I'll never play Majora's Mask again. That was, I beat the game, and boy, did I not enjoy it. That's unpopular.
Yeah, and you know who else? The Angry Video Game Nerd. He did like an hour-long episode talking about how he doesn't think it's that good. Or he doesn't think it's that great compared to other Zelda games.
The Angry Video Game Nerd doesn't like a game. What a surprise.
What?
Nikki Hill, do you have an answer that is not a joke?
I don't know what people's popular opinions are or unpopular, so I don't really know.
Okay.
I don't even know what my opinions are of things. So
Yeah, my answer wasn't a joke. I honestly don't know how people feel about this.
No, I think the majority of people like the Super Nintendo over the NES. Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. I honestly didn't.
I know there are people who literally can't play NES games just because of the way they look. They look too old-fashioned to those people, but they can play Super Nintendo. So.
Well, those people is dumb. I'm kidding.
That was a rude comment, Kirby, and also I agree. Yeah, that's that. We covered all of them except Mom Brain. I don't think she has an unpopular opinion. She would go something.
I don't
like
think she has an opinion because she has a vagina.
Majora's Mask something as well.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Mom Brain.
Whoa, slow down there, cutie.
All right, let us do music trivia. Send your music to gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
Where?
gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com. Everything all right over here, Mom Brain?
I have the volume up. It's plugged in and turned on, is it not?
You're asking me if your thing is plugged in and turned on. I can't help you there. You were running around doing all these things, and
Pretty normal. I mean, it all looks right.
all you did was take one thing out and plug one thing in. There you go. That's
It
fine.
didn't play there for a second.
what I sound like?
This first song comes from Autumnal Blake.
This first party.
It is. This is an a-hole.
What system?
It's very chipper.
We.
Oh man. Mom Brain's making fun of me for something. It's very funny. First party. What does this sound like?
Come on, my phone's running out of battery. Hurry up.
Is it Pokemon?
It's not.
Is it like a Wii something?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not.
No.
What did he say?
We pick.
We play.
No.
We play motion.
Uh-uh.
Wii Sports. 2. Wii Sports Resort. I mean.
Yeah. Wii Sports Resort. Excuse my yawn, please. That was Wii Sports Resort from Autumnal Blake. This one comes from Blood Ocean 07.
Pokemon. Smash Brothers. Pokemon. Red and blue.
Yeah, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow.
Yeah,
On the
that,
GBA.
see, Pokemon Red and Blue, I know.
Oh, well, there you go. Thanks, Blood Ocean 07. Here comes one from Firequackers.
Man, I like it.
Yeah, it almost sounds like that DuckTales level. Not quite.
Is
Oh,
it like
yeah.
Chippendale or Rescue Rangers or like something with a
Nope.
cartoon character?
Is this
no.
Game Boy?
Oh, it is
Game Boy Color?
GBA.
GBA? Really? That's surprising. Is it licensed?
No,
GBA and it sounds like this. Is it a Sega game?
I don't think so.
First party?
No. Yeah, I think it is.
What the hell is this? First party?
Like a Kirby something?
Nope.
Not Fire Emblem.
No.
Not Zelda.
Nope.
Mario?
Nope.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did we say Pokemon? I can't
It's
think
not.
because the goddamn cat's climbing up my back. Get out of here.
I just cut his claws, so it shouldn't be bad.
This is first party.
I cut his claws, so the bleeding will be minimal.
All right, let's try this again. Mario.
No.
Zelda.
No.
Pikmin.
No.
Not on GBA. Pokemon.
Nope.
Donkey Kong.
Nope.
Wave Race.
No.
Star Fox.
No.
Pilot Wings.
No.
Nope.
Like a Dr. Mario?
Nope.
Not Kirby.
Mole Mania.
No.
Not Animal Crossing.
Nope.
Not Metroid.
No. That's right. Animal Crossing on the GBA. Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead. I don't know what it is.
Game & Watch Gallery.
Ah, son of a bitch.
That was Game & Watch Gallery on the GBA from Firequackers. Here comes one from Geku Kitsune.
Blow it out your ass, Mr. Game & Watch.
Okay, that's not
It's about time someone said it.
This is Zelda. Dee-da-doo-doo-doo.
I mean, we were all thinking it.
Dee-da-doo, dee-da-doo, dee-da-doo-doo-doo. What is this, Twilight Princess?
It is not.
Majora's Mask?
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm sorry, do. That was Majora's Mask, and it came to us from
Controversial
Still good,
opinion.
at least.
Geku Kitsune. This one's from Glitter Bubble 3.
Is this... I think this is too high quality for Super Nintendo?
It's not Super
N64?
64.
Okay. N64. Oh, this went in a direction I was not expecting. Is it first party?
No.
Is it? No? Man, it's very good. Quality-wise. Quest 64.
No.
Bomberman.
No.
Ogre Battle 64.
No.
Glover.
No.
Gex.
No.
Buck Bumble.
No.
Nightmare Creatures.
No.
I don't know what this is. Is this a franchise?
Yeah.
Still around today?
Yeah.
Castlevania.
No.
It's not Conquer, is it?
Nope.
Man, that's very good for N64 quality, and I don't know what that is. Go ahead. I don't know.
Rayman 2.
Oh, that's why it was good quality.
So that was Rayman 2 on the 64 from Glitter Bubble 3.
I should have got that.
And this little ditty comes to us from Jess I.
Kirby knows this one.
I do.
Go right ahead, Kirby.
This would be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, or sorry, 4. Turtles in Time.
It is.
Great soundtrack in that game. Yeah, there's some quotes from a game. My toe, my toe.
So that was
time.
Turtles
Big
in Time.
Apple, 3 a.m.
The raw meat says that a lot.
Prehistoric turtle sauce.
Sewer surfing.
That was Turtles in Time from Jess I. Here comes a jam from M. Fish.
It's melancholy. I like it.
Something tells me that if somebody's going to know it, it's going to be due. I don't know why.
Is it actually NES?
It is.
Is it licensed?
Yeah.
All right, licensed from the NES era. What would you be into? Total Recall.
No.
Rambo.
Nope.
Terminator.
Nope.
Platoon.
No.
I'm very eager to know with you saying that, Mom Brain.
Dirty Harry.
No.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
No.
Monsters in My Pocket.
No, maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like...
Still around?
No, I don't think so.
Not first party. It's licensed. Never mind.
It's licensed.
Toxic Avenger.
No.
I don't know. Dude, you got any more guesses?
No, I got nothing.
Willow.
Well, thank you very much. I never played the game, but thanks for thinking of me.
Oh my god, that reminds me of another one of my favorite quotes. It's the scene where Val Kilmer says, "Gentlemen, meet Lug." I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure all my favorite quotes are like movie quotes.
This one comes from number one warm blanket fan, Mikey3319.
Oh. All right, this is Super Nintendo.
It is.
Smash TV?
Super Smash TV.
Yeah, baby. There's a quote, Kirby. Big money.
Big prizes. Yeah.
Good luck. You'll need it.
You'll need it.
So that was for Mikey3319, and it was Super Smash TV. This one comes from Reg Nilla.
Oh, I like it. I think I might know this. Let's see where it goes. Oh, I thought we were going somewhere. I need to hear the next part to see if I actually know this. This is great. What system is this?
Switch.
What happened? We got to the drop. You cut it at the drop?
Hey.
Oh, it looks like the speaker died. Did you not charge the speaker?
I thought I charged it last week. Let's see. We can.
The speaker is definitely off. Mom Brain ruined the music section. We can't do it like that.
Okay, well,
It is definitely off.
This is so embarrassing. It's dead. Speaker's dead.
The speaker couldn't handle the drop.
Well, Mom Brain ruined it, everybody. Speaker's dead. Music section's over.
Oh my god, but this would be 6 out of 9. You have to get it.
I need to hear more. I can't believe you.
Well, you can listen.
I don't know it. Horns always make me think of first party, but it doesn't sound first party to me.
It's not, I don't think.
I don't know. Go ahead. Whatever it is, I need to play it.
A Hat in Time.
Oh, I haven't played that. I do want to play that, though. That's a good one. That's a great song.
That's a good one.
Well, Mom Brain, I guess music's over because we're at... So we got 5 out of 9, you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. Well, I guess that's... oh, no, wait. That's not it.
Also, I'm sorry. I need to correct myself. My my favorite quote from Willow is actually when Val Kilmer says, "I love you, Sorsha. I don't love her. She kicked me in the face. I hate her. Don't I?"
Nice.
I've
heard you say that before, Kirby.
Do you have a rumor for us?
I love it. I have another quote too that I've been saying.
Oh boy.
We need like another podcast to like. Cover
I just want to stress that Mom Brain's phone is almost dead. Nikki Hill, what's your quote?
It's what do we need? A refresher course? It's all ball bearings these days.
Nice, Fletch.
Do you have a rumor for us?
Yes, I do. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay, so here's a rumor of the week. This one's actually true, which is weird. But yeah, so anyways, my true rumor or trumer is so those close to Doug Bowser have informed me that he is not happy living in Reggie's rather large shadow. So he's making a crazy step in gaming that has never happened before. So have you guys heard of like Traveling Wilburys, The Highwaymen, Cream, Temple of the Dog, etc.?
Yes, those are all bands, right?
Yes, but not just bands. They're super groups.
Yes,
they are
that's right.
Groups that have like the best of the best in them. So Doug Bowser is trying to make his own super group, but with game developers. So far, he's approached Miyamoto, Suda51, Koji Igarashi, Hideo Kojima, Shinji Mikami. He's even approached Koji Kondo and Yuzo Koshiro. He did not approach Peter Molyneux. And he was gonna approach Michel Ancel, but then all that stuff happened. But the thing is, many of these developers have different schedules and motivations, and some of them are just darn hard to work with. So I heard, and this is just the rumor, that's true, he may have to employ a real Bowser-like plan to kidnap them and get them all into one place to work on his masterpiece. So keep your eye out for that super game that's going to be coming out.
Man,
Is he going to keep him in a castle?
That is exciting. Oh, and Autumnal Blake says can confirm.
Awesome, excellent.
All right.
I think he's got. I think that is true. So
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening.
Goodbye, Mom. I see that you're leaving because your phone is also dying. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do an after show because Mom Brain's phone is literally on the brink of death. So,
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, everybody.
Jesus Christ. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Great week.
Do you want to plug my phone in?
No, I can't plug your phone in. It's in front of the microphone.
I mean, like to talk to everybody,
You're still live.
not pod.
Let us
Oh,
know
well,
when
we'll
we're
worry
not
about that in
live
a
so I
second. Let
can
me
hear
say
what
goodbye.
Kirby was gonna say.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great week. Play some games. Hang out with friends and family virtually, safely, whatever you're doing. Thanks so much for sticking with us. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.